Yo, 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 yo. We on the check-in. We are on the check-in. What's popping with the population? Can y'all hear me? Fight fam, what's popping? Can y'all hear me? I'm on the hold. I got my other thing up. Hold up. Yo, yo, yo. Y'all know how we do, man. We back another episode. Cigar Talk Live. Yeah, we back. Cigar Talk Live, man. Yo, this episode right here is a special one, man. I'm excited, man. This is a good episode right here, man. If you want to check in, man, salute to you. Salute. I got my little, you know what I'm saying? I got my juice. I'm ready for the day. We powered up. This is one of them days right here, man. Now, I'm waiting. I see the chat going up. Salute to if you're in here. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button, man. Make sure. Y'all know this is one of the biggest debates in the whole sport. Y'all know that. Come on, man. Y'all know that. So I'm about to bring the Rise podcast up here to the stage in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We just getting ready, getting everybody in here. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Tank versus Shakur. That's the fight everybody want to see. That's the one. That's the one. So now let me give y'all, before I bring up our guest for today, I'm gonna give y'all the quick backstory, kind of how this all came about. So, all right, first of all, I went out to Baltimore. I went out to Baltimore, Maryland for Tank's back to school drive. I gotta salute Tank. Let me drop a bomb for Tank though. We gotta drop a bomb for GTD in the building. We gotta drop a bomb for GTD. And what I'm talking about don't got nothing to do with no boxing. The man, Gervonta Tank Davis, had his back to school drive. And it was like thousands of kids lined up to get school supplies, man. So we gotta really salute Gervonta, for making that happen for the community, because that's a big deal. Like, forget all this boxing stuff. We could talk about boxing later. We're going to talk about boxing later. But as a man, especially as a black man taking care of your community, that means a lot. We got to drop a bomb for Tank. We got to drop a bomb for Tank. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man. I had to go. I went out to Baltimore. We in B-More. I don't really be in B-More like that. So, you know what I'm saying? This, I went out there. It looked like the trenches. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not sure exactly where we was at, but it looked like the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Where I parked my car, it was a bunch of abandoned buildings over there. It was niggas. I say, yo, man, I hope my car's still here when I get back. It was niggas on the block. I was like, yo, I don't know if we in the trenches or what. Which I know I'm comfortable over there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm walking through and it's a line. It's thousands. It looked like thousands of kids lined up. It's blocks long of kids just waiting to get school supplies. So I had to come pull up and show love. You know why? That's important because I feel like as media, we got a real responsibility to not only just be posting negative shit, right? Like when something happened with Tank in the media is negative, they quit. They posting video. But people don't want to post the positive. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was important for me to go travel to B-More to make sure that I'm getting this positive stuff up on this media. You know what I mean? Up on social media. Because you got to feed the community, man. Drop another bomb for Tank. Now, I'm there. We at the joint. I'm going to bring up the Rise podcast in a little bit. Bear with me. Let me just tell a quick story. Rise podcast is in the building. We about to bring them brothers up, man. Salute to them good brothers at the Rise podcast. So now I'm in the building, right? I'm checking everything out. Tank's giveaway. I see first people I see my boy Jerome. I think Jerome be working with PBC. Salute to Jerome. And then I see Coach Cal, my brother, good brother Coach Calvin, and good brother Coach Kenny. You know what I'm saying? So I salute them brothers. We chopping it up, busting it up. Everything good. So now there's a part like later on, you know, the whole event's going on. All the kids is happy. There's music playing. There's food and ices outside for the kids. It's a beautiful atmosphere for the hood in Baltimore. Beautiful atmosphere. So now there come a point, right? I see Kenny, me and Kenny like, yo, we talking. So y'all know me. Come on, man, cigar talk. I like to talk my shit a little bit. You know what I mean? Big cigar talk energy. So I'm like, yo, Kenny, who's next on the docket, baby? Who we got next on the docket for Javante? The people want to know. The streets want to know. You know what I'm saying? So Kenny like, yo, we figuring it out now. He said, but your boy don't want it. I said, hold up. Y'all know Kenny like to talk crazy. I said, hold up. First of all, Kenny, who's my boy number one? He was talking about Shakur. So then we got, me and Kenny start getting into it. You know what I'm saying? And it's Baltimore. So I'm like, it feels like I'm getting jumped out here. It's my opinion versus the whole Baltimore. So I told Kenny, I said, listen, Kenny, you got one of the baddest fighters in this business, Javante Tank Davis. However, Tank versus Shakur is a 50-50 fight. I told him that Tank versus Shakur is a 50-50 fight. And the whole B-More collectively was like, fuck out of here, Najee. Cigar. Like the whole gym, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it sparked a really good and interesting debate. It sparked a great debate. You know what I'm saying? So it sparked the debate so fire that I was like, yo, and Senior, that's the first time I met Senior. Salute to Senior. He was up there. So he hearing it too. Like, what you mean 50-50? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to tell you. So we breaking it down. Like, we going back and forth. And you know what I'm saying? It sparked a great debate that everybody's interested in. This is one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing to be made. So I told the good brothers, man, let's just bring this to the people, man. Let's bring it to cigar talk, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's chop it up. Let's debate. So I'm about to bring up the good brothers, man, the Rise podcast. I'm about to bring up the good brothers from the Rise podcast because we started something in the gym in Baltimore. And it's only right to finish it here, man. It's only right. You know what I'm saying? I rock with these brothers. They some good brothers, man. So listen, man. Listen, if you in here, it's 354 people. I need to see that like button going up because this conversation one of them ones right here. And y'all know how my live go. You never know who pulling up to the live. You just never know. Y'all remember what happened last time? Tim Bradley pulled up and it got crazy. Y'all remember that? Y'all never know who pulled up to the live, man. So listen, without further ado, let me bring up the good brothers right here from the Rise podcast. Let me bring up, let me bring up Senior.
What's going on, champ? How you feeling today?
Senior, what's up, my good brother? Hold up.
Okay.
Bring up Squeeze. Hold up. Let me bring up. Woo! What's going on, brother?
Trying to get it going.
Man. Yo, listen, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button if you're in here. Hit that like button. This is an important conversation for the culture of boxing.
What up, everybody? What up, everybody in the chat?
How y'all feeling, man? How y'all brothers feeling?
All right. What's going on, everybody? In the chat, but I like to say family, because we all living on the same planet, and we using the same resources. That's number one. And beside number one, because I can't put it at number two, it's just insane. It's an honor and a privilege that you took the time out to invite us on this major platform. That's just number one, man. I appreciate you, man. You know, everybody don't think about us like that. Men are all as us. But guess what? We know about our boxing, and you know, we keep it classy as possible. So to be amongst the greats and the elites, and you made this happen for us, I'm just on it, man. I just wanted to get that out the way, man.
Nah, man, listen, I appreciate y'all. I got a lot of respect for what you brothers do. You know what I'm saying? I tune into the podcast on occasion as well. You know what I'm saying? So salute. So I was telling everybody before y'all jumped on kind of how, you know, this came about. We was talking a lot of shit in that Baltimore gym, man.
You want me to ask my question again?
Yeah, all right, hold up.
You want me to ask my question again?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna get it started.
Hold up, I do. Hold up. Before we get into the matter at hand, y'all know the topic. Before we get to the topic, I like to cover the fights first that happened last night. So I just want to know, did y'all see the fights last night? Christian and Billy versus Derevchenko. And
Yeah.
y'all know my young boy. I've been telling everybody since we started. Abdullah Mugga Mason.
Shout out to the young phenom Abdullah Mason, man, kicking ass and taking names, man.
I saw and Billy, but that was the undercard Mason. I didn't get that, but I got the two mains. But they should have made Mason. They could have left that heavyweight fight off the air and put the Abdullah Mason and Derevchenko and the Billy on TV. I'd have been happy with that.
If you blink, you missed the fight. Abdullah had somewhere to be last night. You know what I mean? He just wanted to do a walkthrough real quick, make sure the ring still felt the same while he was in there. He was gone.
Yeah.
He was in and out like a bank robbery.
Easy work. All right, like when we watching a kid like Abdullah, right? Like 35, young kid, I think he's 19 years old. I mean, he's obviously special, right? Anybody with eyes that know what the fuck is going on, you can see that this kid is special. When y'all looking at it, how high of a ceiling do y'all feel like Abdullah Mason has?
You want to go first, Sing?
Well, you got it, Squeeze.
To sum it up real quick, I ain't even gonna drag this out. This is easy. I met their family. They came to the gym, the whole squad. Classy family, true to the sport. Abdullah Mason is a generational talent, and his way he carries himself out of the ring, it manifests to the ring. Because right now he's 1,000% boxing, and he has the core around him to keep him stabilized mentally in and out of the ring. So with that recipe, I'm anxious to see more.
Yeah. I feel you on that, Senior. What you think?
I think this kid definitely a generational talent. He gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I think.
You know what's crazy about him is that he know that. Like he knows. I wrote this on my Twitter the other day. The first time I met Abdullah, I was interviewing Devin Haney, and I was at the Top Rank gym, and I was waiting for Devin to show up. Abdullah was in there. Now, he's not even pro yet. He's still an amateur. Don't know him, never heard of him, nothing. And he come up to me. He goes, "Yo, I seen your show before, and I'm gonna be on your show one day."
Damn.
And I looked at him like, I hear that a lot. Like a lot of boxers come up to me like, "Yo, I'm gonna be on your show." So I'm like, "All right, whatever." Like, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I brushed it off, but I said, "All right, whatever." And I was like, "Yo, what's your name?" He goes, "Abdullah Mason." I said, "All right, I'm gonna check you out. When your first fight?" So he told me, blah blah blah. I said, "All right, cool." Man, I say, "Yo, this boy like that." So then we go, and Devin comes in the gym. Big entourage. When Devin he coming, right? So Devin come in the gym. It's a lot of people. And Devin was supposed to spar this day. And I think Devin's sparring partner didn't show up. So they was around the gym looking like, all right, Dev needs some sparring. Who won it? And everyone else in the gym was kind of like, I don't know. Abdullah was the only one that was like, yo, let me get in there. And I was like, it kind of just made me be like, who is this kid? Like, who is this? They didn't actually spar because I think Dev's opponent was an orthodox and Abdullah Southpaw. So they didn't actually spar. But the styles, he was like, yo, that's not the style. But the way he stepped up made me know that this kid is a little different than everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that, but I'm gonna be quiet. I'm on your show. I'm on your show.
Hey, let's talk. Let's talk.
I'm on your show. I'm gonna behave.
Nah, we here to talk, brother. Why you don't like that?
I don't like that because no one in the gym said anything, but this one person did. I don't give a darn if he wasn't orthodox. You should have gave this young man some work and sharpened your skills, period. But I sensed a little bit of not sureness, because if I come into the school classroom and I say, I'm gonna whip everybody in this classroom tail right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like saying in my head, ain't nobody saying nothing. Then there's one person stand up and say, well, you can whip my tail. And I'll be like, that's all right, y'all took too long to answer. It don't be, if you'd have answered 2 minutes earlier, I'd have fought you. Yeah. I'll drink to that.
I see what you're saying, but like I said, in all fairness, Dev had a fight coming up. He did have a fight. I'm trying to remember who exactly it was, but he had a fight coming up. And that's what they said. I don't think Devin didn't say that himself, but his team was like, yo, nah, we trying to get sparring that's close to what we about to look at in the next few weeks.
Smart decision. Yeah.
So, all right, so hold up.
While we there, I got Abdullah Mason over Devin Haney. Yeah, I said it. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
Hold up, squeeze. Hold up. Time out. You saying right now, like, if they fought tomorrow, you think Abdullah Mason is gonna beat Devin Haney tomorrow?
Where you at? What's your time zone? We at 12:50 here.
Yeah, I'm same time zone.
You same time zone?
Yes, sir.
It's 12:50. I said if the fight was called at 1:30 today, I got Abdullah Mason. I just wanted to make that clear.
Y'all started up today. That's what I like. Hold up, Senior. You co-signing that, Senior?
Man, listen. I've been telling y'all the guy ain't who y'all think he is. I'm definitely picking Abdullah.
Oh, God, come on. Y'all got to put a little respect on Devin's name.
Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. You heard what I said.
Y'all better put some respect on the dream in here, man. Y'all better put some respect on that dream. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dreaming. You heard me.
It's a dream thinking he that guy. He better stick with picking on dudes at the fair. He better leave Abdullah alone.
Stay far away from him like that sparring match.
All right, hold up. So let me know, what y'all think about the Christian and Billy fight? Christian and Billy versus Derevchenko. What y'all thought about that fight?
You want to take that first, Senior?
Well, you got it. I'm
Um,
good today.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Stay away from Canelo, young man. You're definitely not ready. You're too sloppy. Strong don't win fights. You have no good footwork. You don't move your head off the line. You bring energy. You throw a lot of punches.
Yeah.
You're open to be counted. Your chin is away from your chest. It's never tough. And you couldn't get a man out of there with one arm with a tore bicep. And on a real tip, and no stab to that young brother. That's one thing people say, oh, you hating this, that, and other. I'm giving you my interpretation. I was asked.
Yeah.
Somebody with a stiff jab and good feet, I eat him up.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I agree with that. Senior, what's your take?
Listen, and Billy got a lot of work to do. He got a lot of work to do. I agree with everything Squeeze said.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Squeeze, you right. I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of the profile, right? Just going down. One, we got a guy throwing a lot of volume. I see that he smothers his own shots at times too, right? Like sometimes his distance is not at the right place. I've seen him a couple of times coming too far in on Derevchenko and smothering his work. But I agree. He leaving his head, not a lot of head movement. His head is on that line, and Canelo will be countering the shit out that boy all night.
All night long.
All night. But the thing that makes it a little interesting, because Squeeze, like you said, you do got to have some good feet in order to offset this kid, right? Because we seen Derevchenko doing that yesterday too, which was even with the one hand, he throwing the jab, he moving, catching the angle, right? He catching the angle. Canelo footwork has slowed down a lot over the last few years. So do you see a possibility that Billy could give Canelo trouble just with the volume and the power that he's coming forward with?
Everybody has a punch chance syndrome, but to be honest with you, and if you watch the Rise podcast, you know I'm a Canelo Alvarez fan. So this is nothing personal what I'm about to say. Yeah. Canelo never really did have fast feet. Even when he fought Floyd at that younger age, you didn't see him moving all around the ring. It was that Mexican style forward. But Canelo is a hell of a counter puncher, and his defense is B+ defense. He moves his head. He could roll with shots, come back and counter. Being is that, I got him stopping that young man with a rolling slip reverse uppercut. It's right there for the opening because he reaches a lot. Canelo will counter him. Now I don't know the young man chin. I ain't really heard nothing about him since last night.
I mean, so he got hurt before. He got hurt in his last fight pretty bad.
I don't want everybody. I try to keep it fair in my assessment of the fighters and what I see. It's just my opinion. But watching sports for so many years, man, I seen these guys like this a dime a dozen. He has no skill whatsoever.
Yeah. Kind of like James Kirkland. Remember what Canelo did to Kirkland? He kind of got James Kirkland energy a little bit.
And Canelo said James Kirkland was the hardest puncher he ever faced.
He did say that. I heard him say that recently. Yeah, I heard him say that. All right, so hold up. Do y'all think that is a fight? Because Canelo, and again, I've been a Canelo fan up until recently because I feel like he's been ducking. He's been ducking a lot of smoke. I think Canelo been ducking a lot of smoke. Do y'all think Billy, if Canelo gets past Berlanga, and Billy's a likely candidate to get that Canelo fight?
The way Canelo moving now, yes.
Mm.
The way Canelo moving now, yes. I'm keeping it plain and simple.
Do y'all, hold up, Senior, do you think Canelo is ducking?
I know he ain't want no parts of Benavidez.
No part, no mind,
You call it what you want, ducking, laying down, playing hide and go seek, staying out the way. He don't want no trouble with Benavidez. And Benavidez want all the smoke.
Oh, Benavidez want all that smoke.
Right. And that's my guy. I like Benavidez. I'm the Mexican. I like the Mexican monster.
The Mexican monster.
I like
yo, you said that was your man. He ducking or what?
I thought you was gonna never ask. You know what? Like I say, you know I'm a Canelo fan, but I love boxing, and I give a fair assessment. Canelo been in the sport over 20 years. He's at that Floyd Mayweather point in his career where he's gonna pick and choose who he want to fight of the wars he had been in. It's hard for me to really say he's ducking because he fought Bivol at 175. So it's kind of hard for me. When I seen him fight Bivol, I was like, you have lost your cotton picking mind. But to say he's ducking, to say he's ducking Benavidez, I'ma say no. Canelo gonna try to squeeze the lemon out of the grape on the purse.
Squeeze. Come on, you can't say he not ducking. Hold on, you just gave the analogy. If I walk in the classroom and ask who wants smoke, that you supposed to take the smoke. Benavidez been calling for the smoke. Benavidez been the mandatory. Canelo told him, I need 200 million to get that fight off. Come on, man.
Benavidez walked in the classroom and knocked his notebook out the desk. That's what Benavidez did. You know what I mean?
Benavidez looked at him and said, after school, 3 o'clock, nigga. He said, no, I had a lot of fights. I fought a lot of people. I don't got to fight this. What you mean you don't got to fight this?
I hear y'all. Ain't gonna persuade my answer, but I hear you. Bivol, I fought Bivol, bigger, stronger, athletic, agile, a hell of a technician, but I don't want to fight Benavidez. Okay, next question.
Yeah, you know what, with the Bivol, and that's a great fight. I think he was feeling himself after that Kovalev win, right? Mm-hmm. I'm at 175. I got Kovalev up out of here, so now I'm thinking like, you know what? I could take everybody on at 75. I could do that until you ran into that boy, and now he got you rethinking how you want to move. Now that's what it feels like to me. Is Bivol is the one that got Canelo rethinking. I don't know at the end of my career if I should be taking fights that I could potentially lose because that might mess up my legacy. That might mess up the legacy. When you trying to sell them Canelo Alvarez shirts, you don't want no L's on that record when they buying them shirts, man. I'm trying to tell you. Squeeze, what you think about that?
Number one, I got a head over there now that I got from the gym. And the only reason why I don't wear it, to be honest with you, because it got red in it. I don't want the Bloods and Crips to run down on me. But that's the only reason. He will go. He done already made history. I don't think that one fight, to me personally, holds the magnitude. You might can argue that, depending on who you ask, that fight holds the magnitude that a Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather held, that took 5 years to flourish. And Floyd made $1 billion. in that one night. $1 billion. Canelo asking for 200 million. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Floyd got $1 billion 5 years later, and they met at a basketball game. Man, he went over his shoulder, and they talked. They made that fight finally happen. I just don't see the magnitude of that fight is on the same level as the Pacquiao and Floyd was. And that's just a matter of who you ask.
No, I would agree with that. I think my reasoning for it being, again, and when I say this respectfully, because I'm a Canelo fan, Canelo is he is one of the best Mexican fighters to ever do this. However, because the opponent is also Mexican, I think that there's a different level of supremacy that you're talking about when we're considering legacy. You don't want to lose being the top Mexican guy and lose to the Mexican monster. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, brother. So that's why I feel like Canelo been ducking that smoke. That's right.
So what is the difference between me fighting the greats, the Roberto Durans, the Marvin Haglers, the Beast Magabis, and I come up short, but I give up hella performances. But when it's all said and done, my name is mentioned amongst the greats because I fought the greatest in the division. Now, when Sugar Ray Leonard lost to Roberto Duran, that didn't tarnish Sugar Ray Leonard's cemented in history of Boxing Hall of Fame. But when we do mention his career, we do bring up the Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard fight that he lost, but he came back and made him quit. Yep. No mas.
Exactly.
So I think him coming back and winning in the fashion that he did healed people's minds that quick to say he shouldn't have never beat him in the first place.
I agree with that.
Rematches in some situations are inevitable.
I 100% agree with you. But you don't want to rematch that monster, Squeeze. You don't want to rematch that monster, Squeeze. Stay away from him. Stay away from the monster.
Hey, I like Benavidez. Don't get it twisted. I like Benavidez. I like him. But I'm really not all that broader. Where David Morel at? David Morel been calling him since we talked about duck news. We thought what Roy Jones said, y'all must have forgot. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
David Morel ain't look all that in that last fight. I was there in LA for Riyadh season, and he looked all right. He ain't look like he ain't look like you ain't ready for no monster, but he was all right.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I totally agree with me and all assets. We met him in person. We met him in person in Vegas. He came out the locker room. To me, he don't really look that big. It was kind of slender, even though that was going on a scale, I think, weight day. But nevertheless, he's been calling the Mexican monster.
Who win that fight? Who win that fight? Mexican monster or Morel? Who you got in that fight?
You asking Cigar talk?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I gotta give it to the monster, man. Wow. I think the monster, like when I look at it, because one is we just saw Morel. I think a part of his struggle was that he went up in weight, right? He went up to 175 for his last fight. And I think what I saw in that fight was that ability to use physicality at 68 is a little bit different when you're trying to do it at 75. So I think the way he come in there bullying people, he fast. Power, bang, bang. When that didn't feel the same at 75, I looked at Morel and I said, I want to see the adjustments. And that's what, to me, I didn't see from Morel that I've seen from Benavidez. I didn't see him adjust the right way at 75. It felt like if he couldn't rely on physicality, he wasn't all the way sure of what to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think just the way the monster gonna come in there, combinations, high pressure. He can fight you inside. I think Morel like to fight better at long range and mid range. Benavidez gonna walk in there high guard. Bang, 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 bang. I just don't see it right now. And Morel only got what, 8, 9, 10 fights, something like that. So he still got a lot to go in terms of experience on the pro level. But I just don't see him being able to beat Benavidez right now.
I'm a little perturbed right now, Naj. I'm a little perturbed right now.
Why is that?
I'm listening to you break down the fights. You know what I mean? You got a great, you know what I mean, analysis of what's going on. But they kind of tanking Shakur like you.
Oh, you ready to start it up?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's stay where we at. We're gonna let Cigar Talk bring us in on that conversation. Let's finish off that, because that's gonna be the appetizer. That's what people came over.
I got to ask my question because I'm perturbed. Squeeze, I don't understand. I don't get it. The man.
Let me set the table, because here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. We have to give him the appetizers first. I ain't want to just come with the main course. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get him the appetizers. But since Senior already ready, we can get to it. Let's get to it. So listen, we had this conversation, Tank versus Shakur. And you asked me a question to everybody at the gym. You asked me this one question. Everybody at the gym was on my head like, yeah, nigga, what you got to say about that? So let's start there. Let's start with that. Your question, Senior.
If you got to walk down a dark alley and you could pick one person to go down that dark alley with you, out of Tank and Shakur, who you picking?
Chat, do y'all hear that question? One more time, Senior. Let me put it, hold up. Let me put it on the chat. Hold on. Let me put this. Go ahead. One more time for the chat, Senior, please.
If you got to walk down a dark alley and you can only take one person down that dark alley with you, Tank or Shakur, to make it out, who you going to pick? Tank or Shakur?
I'm picking Tank.
Why are you picking Tank?
Because if we in a dark alley, it ain't nothing but it's blows. It's demon time. We gonna do whatever to get up out this thing.
Come on,
demon time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we know, anybody that watch Tank know this boy is cut from that dark alley. He from that dark alley. That's where he from. He know how to survive there. He know how to do that. So if we in that alley, I'm picking Gervonta Tank Davis to come in that alley with me.
But why you not picking your guy to go down the alley with you? What's the difference? Why you not picking your guy? Because your guy's from the trenches too, per se, and he a tough guy. So why you not picking your guy to go down that dark alley?
All right, so this is two parts. First is both of these guys is my guy. Let's not get this conversation twisted in terms of like my guy's only Shakur, my guy. I like both of these guys. I'm a fan of both of these guys. I'm a Tank fan. I'm a Shakur fan. So when I say that, I break down shit objectively. I ain't saying I got a guy. We gotta get that clear.
I got you. I changed the verb.
But the answer to that question is Shakur and Tank not fighting in no alley. Shakur and Tank is gonna fight under them bright lights in a squared circle where there's space to move, where there's space to counterpunch, where there's times to think. In a dark alley, you ain't got no time to think. You don't know, ain't no thinking. It's just That's what I need in the alley. But in that squared circle, it's a lot more going on there. And that's what I think is the difference between why I would say in that alley, we got Tank. But in that ring, it's a 50-50 fight.
But your response was, in that gym that day, you said Tank is a different beast.
Oh, he is.
That was your response.
Oh, he is.
But when I asked you that question, because what happens when plan A don't work? We done worked on this game plan the whole training camp. Plan A don't work. Plan B, I ain't getting no success with plan B either. Plan C, oh shit. I know that fucking Doug is gonna break loose and he gonna fight till the death. That's what you telling me in that dark alley. He gonna fight. So when you put it in that ring, plan A ain't working, plan B ain't working. You know without a chance of doubt that man, Mr. Javante Tank Davis, is gonna fight.
Oh yeah.
Now we could break it down. We can go a little deeper. We could break it down from head to toe. You know what I mean? Fighter versus fighter, and we can get this analysis a little better.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I don't see Tank and Shakur as a 50-50 fight. I'm sorry.
Well,
and I think it's a little disrespectful to say it's a 50-50 fight.
You know what's funny? I think when I interviewed Tank, he thought that too. Because I said, Tank, I think y'all, this is a 50-50 fight. Y'all two on the same. He said, hell no, what you mean? And when I talked to Shakur feel the same thing. Hell no, this ain't no 50-50 fight either. They both feel like the other one is more than a 50-50 fight, as they supposed to. Two confident fighters. But like I said, when we talking about the alley analogy, that's a part of Tank's DNA and fight style to fight with that type of dog and that different beast. That's a part of his style. Shakur, that's not his style. That don't mean he don't got it, but we haven't had to see in that ring if he actually got dog. Because there's some people, you know, I like to say it like this. And you know, the boy named Shakur, so let's use a Tupac. Let's use a Tupac lyric because the boy named Shakur. What Pac said? I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You feel me? Everybody not necessarily coming out originally just with, I'm trying to come out to kill, but if you push me and you put me in a certain predicament, then I'm going to have to bring that out. And that's kind of how I feel about Shakur. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Tank is already a killer from the rip. He coming out to kill you. So it's just a different approach stylistically to how they go down in that ring. So, but you said you ain't think it was a 50-50 fight. Let me get squeezed. Let me get your percentage as well before we start to really break it down. My belief is that I believe this is a 50-50 fight. What is your belief? If
y'all finished? Y'all finished? I mean, I'm just y'all finished? No, y'all. Oh, okay, all right. I just want to know because one thing I ain't gonna do in another man's house is be rude. Y'all finished?
I appreciate that, gentlemen. I appreciate that, brother.
Okay. Okay. Now I heard you hit a Tupac, but I'm gonna rock something for you myself. You might be too young to know this, but here you go. I came to your door. I said it before. I never let no soft person beat me no more. And I'm fighting, biting me, writing me to rhyme. I can't hold my fist back. It's about that time. There's no way on God's green earth that GTD gonna let somebody with dimples in his smile beat him. Now it will be dimples in his smile, but it won't be from smiling. It's not a 50-50 fight for me because I like Shakur Stevenson. And when I really took a liking to him is when I seen that sparring match on YouTube, him and Devin Haney. It was one of the best technical boxing displays I ever seen in my life. And him being a southpaw, which I'm a big fan of, but Floyd got me with the orthodox style. Shakur don't have that killer instinct. And that's what concerns me with him. Boxing ability wise, I'm not worrying about. Moving wise, I'm not worrying about too much. But sometimes he got bad habits of leaning straight back on the line, which will be costly with GGD because he's very good at cutting the space, and he's not worried about nothing Shakur Stevenson got to hurt him with, unless overnight Shakur gonna come up with a power shot. He'll have a chance, but 50-50.
So let me ask you, I mean, because I see people, you know, the chat is going crazy, man. Salute to the chat. Hold on, let me read a couple. Yo, if you dropping super chats, I'm gonna read them out loud. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let people come up later to cook as well. But we gotta get this off first. So let me read the super chats real quick. Cigarettes, hookah, cigar talk, order smoke. Jumbie, salute, man. Cigar talk, smoking the Shakur pack. Okay, smoking Shakur pack. All right. Salute to y'all brothers. That was she loving the Maha. Right.
My guy Vito, what's up, Vito?
I just want to know why you saying that you don't think Shakur got no dog. What is it, or what fight? Like what is it in his fight game that we've seen in his 21 fights that have made you say he don't got no dog? Either y'all can jump in on that.
He's not a Michael Jordan-ish boxer. When Mike got you down by 20 in the game, or let's say the NBA Finals, you're done. He's going to finish you. He's going to put the nail in the coffin. Shakur don't got that Michael Jordan-ish in him. He's not a finisher. Now, the alley in the ring analogy under the bright lights is not different to GTD, because the alley in the ring and out the ring is GTD fight. But under the lights, he back in that little alley street. That's his alley, the boxing ring. Bottom line. But I just don't think Shakur would be able to stomach Tank body shots. That's number one. Tank gonna cut the ring off. You can run, but you can't hide. You gotta stop and fight sometime. And the way Tank take that stabbing left to the body, or that timing uppercut, or that right hook, this dude got a plethora of ways. Did I just say that? Don't ask me to spell it, chat. I can't stand y'all. He has a plethora of ways to knock you out. And I'm going to tell you another reason why, and I'm going to let y'all guys go, that I know that he going to sleep Shakur. I've been following Tank since he was 10 years old. And when he turned professional, or when he fought, period, I was like a kid at a candy store, like I never saw him before, because I never know what he's going to do. I never know. He surprises me every time. I said, I can't believe he just did that. Jojo Diaz, Oscar Valdez, he couldn't get him out of there. Caseso, whatever, senior not a same thing. He didn't get him out of there. Who else? I'm basing this on his performances that he's taking.
So you saying if you're not a knockout puncher, then you don't got a chance to win? Because I mean, I think anybody that watches Shakur knows that he's not a knockout puncher, right? Like that's not his game, to go in there and get knockouts. That ain't how he wins the matches, you know, most of the time. So are you under the impression that if it ain't a knockout, that he don't got a chance to win?
No, I'm gonna be fair. Man. Like I say, I'm fair, and I like Shakur, but Shakur don't got that. I'm saying that what I'm breaking down, what The Rock is cooking, is he don't have that fortitude to hurt nobody and finish him. Now, not even finish him, but hurt him enough that he can continue to pick them apart. GTD, he always say, I don't get paid for overtime. And he give you a few rounds, let you get your confidence, going, and then we see it. He find a way to make you slow down. He gonna slow you down. I don't think that people give him credit for the ability to slow his opponent down and make him Franco. If you've seen the Frank Martin fight, Frank Martin came out with a hell of a jab. He was sticking GGD, and I was like, okay.
Yep.
But what he did, he stayed in front of him. He stayed in front of him, rolling, slipping, catching. He already knew you can't take body shots.
Okay. Let me Senior, let me get, because you said that you ain't think this was a 50-50 fight. So before I get my seasoning out and start cooking real quick,
shit.
Before I get the paprika and the Lowry's out, I would love to hear your opinion on why this is not a 50-50 fight to you.
No, Grant, it's a fight I definitely want to see. I think it's a fight that we definitely must see. You know what I mean? Between the two to confirm what I believe. But I just think that tool bag is a little too deep, because when you break it down, you can go from feet. Who got the better feet? Who got the better IQ? Who got the better ring generalship?
Are you saying Tank to that answer? Because I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if we agree.
I think Tank got some of the best feet in boxing. It was one time me and Squeeze just sat on the ring and just watching him work out. You know what I mean? His feet, I think he got some of the best feet in boxing. And then his IQ is out of this world that people don't even give him credit for. And then and boxing, the kid been boxing since he was 7 years old, 6-7 years old. And that's not even putting the power on the table. That's the power, just the cherry on top. When you go boxing, Shakur's a great boxer. So what you saying? Tank not a great boxer?
No. Well, so what I'm saying, first of all right, let me read these super chats real quick before I get to it. Omac Original says Javante Tank by KO. Never seen Tank with such an elite defensive opponent as well as boxer like Shakur. Core barely get hit his last fight. Frank struggled. That's a good point. Keith C says this is not a 50-50 fight in my opinion. Tank gonna cut that ring off and knock Shakur out in the 7th or 8th round. Will look very similar to the Frank fight. Salute, Keith C, salute Omac, and Quentin S says Shakur Stevenson told his corner in the last fight, I'ma stop him, but never did. He don't have that dog. When Tank say I'ma stop you, he does. Okay. All right.
I want you to understand something. You might be ready to get your seasoning, but I hope you ain't get it from the dollar store, because I got grandma's secret recipe back here. I can't even tell you these ingredients. I just get it when they come on that food, you know what I mean? You might bite your fingers off. You know what I mean? So be careful with the seasoning you grab.
Come on, man.
Granny gave me the secret recipe. I got a missile over here.
Salute to grandma cooking. Salute to grandma cooking. All right. So let me give you a couple reasons, because we're gonna peel it back in layers. This is an onion. Let's peel it back layer by layer. So when I'm saying 50-50 fight, right? Now there's a couple of things that I would agree we haven't seen from Shakur, which is, again, and I think it's a fair question to question somebody's dog because you haven't seen it. I am not one that personally believes that because you're not a knockout artist, that means you don't got dog. To me, I've never seen Shakur be in a position where he had his opponent hurt, badly hurt, and didn't go for it. I've never seen that. I watched all his fights, and I think there's a concrete difference between somebody who's not a power puncher, if you hurt somebody, what you do with it, versus somebody like Tank, who he's a seek and destroy fighter, right? Like, outside of his boxing skills and abilities, Tank is a seek and destroy kind of fighter. So anyone questioning Shakur's dog, there's nothing I can really say to that because we haven't seen it. Now, when I'm looking at Tank, the one thing that I have to say from Tank that I haven't seen and what I don't know is, and again, when I say this, let's be clear. I think Tank has a good resume. I definitely think Tank has a good resume. But when I'm looking at the opponents on Tank's resume, in order for me to feel like, that's why I wish, and I told Kenny this, Salute Coach Kenny. I wish he was on here, actually. Salute Coach Kenny. I told Kenny this at the gym. I said, Kenny, I wanted to see the Lomachenko fight because that'll be the first time I'm able to see Gervonta against a guy that can really move his feet and got elite footwork.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big difference. Anybody that knows and understands boxing, knocking somebody out and pressuring them are two completely different things. Fighting a guy that got basic feet and fighting a guy that has elite level footwork. Now, be clear. Just because I'm saying that don't mean Tank can't do that. I don't know. I'm not in the gym with him when he's fighting these, sparring all these guys. I don't know. I'm just speaking from a fan that has only seen, I've watched damn near all of Tank's fights. So I'm speaking from under the bright lights what I've seen. And I think Tank is now, he's now the face of boxing between him and Canelo. So Tank is now at the point where we're going to have to start seeing this because he could get any fight that he wants, right? Like this guy can call out anybody, and because of the payday, you're going to take that ass whooping. So now what I'm saying is the same way I haven't been able to see that dog from Shakur because nobody put him in that position is the same way I haven't had to see that from Tank because nobody put him in that position. The only person I would say was the closest to having somewhat of some good to decent feet would be Frank Martin. And I think that Shakur and Frank Martin's feet and IQ are two totally different levels. Two totally different levels. I don't think they're on the same level. So with that said, what I saw with Tank in that Frank fight with somebody against decent feet, Frank don't got bad feet by any stretch.
Right.
He got some decent to good feet, decent to good. And what I saw is those first 4 rounds, because round 5 and on is where Tank took over and it wasn't nothing else left to talk. It wasn't nothing else left to say. The only analytical breakdown we could really give of Frank's performance is from 1 to 4. 1 to 4, we saw Frank start off using that good jab and using his feet. Bang! Jabbing feet. Couple times he came around the guard with the left hook, and he was catching Tank. But this is one of the things that play into it. I think Tank didn't really respect his power. Because I saw that from round 1, round 2 and 3, Tank, he shell up. I mean, he using the high guard, and he start walking forward. So that's the pressure that we see from Tank, right? Is like not only punching pressure, but feet pressure, standing in your face, come and just walk you to. That's a different level of pressure using your feet. But what I saw from Frank was the times that he was able to circle the ring, he had some success, right? He had some success using that jab, being able to turn Tank, even though he was turning to his power hand a lot, which Shakur ain't never going to do that. Shakur ain't never going to do nothing like that. But we saw spurts where Frank was able to have some success utilizing the feet and utilizing his jab. And we all know, if we're talking about boxing, Shakur got one of the best jabs and one of the best feet in the sport. So that's one layer. What y'all got to go with that, man? That's one layer. How y'all feeling about that?
I think Shakur is a great boxer. But at some point in a fight, you got to bite down and you got to fight. And when you got to bite down on that mouthpiece and fight, what is Shakur going to do? That's what we've yet to see. Now, you said something. You said I haven't seen Shakur get hit to really determine his chin. You seen Tank get hit and get turned on.
Yeah.
You heard him say, I got to feel your power to see what you're working with. So when Squeeze, Harlem Nights, TheRize, Eddie Murphy hit TheRize. Oh, you think you tough? Come on, sucker. You know what I mean? Well, when you hit somebody with everything you got and they look at you and laugh, what is Shakur going to do? That's my question. What is he going to do?
Well, to me, you hit him again. Number one, you got to hit him again.
That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. You hit somebody with everything you got, and they. That's all you got. Oh, it's go time. That's it.
Well, see, now here's the thing about that. Tank got a chin on him. Nobody can say otherwise. We've seen that. We've had to see that. Tank has gotten hit a few times, and he got a chin. Now, what I got to say about that is the times that we see Tank get hit, and like there's a difference between a power puncher and a puncher that got accuracy and counter punching, right? And that's what I've been able to, and a good counter puncher don't gotta have a shit ton of power on them shots to get respect, right? Because it's the shots like we always say, the shots that you don't see coming, them shots that you don't got time to prepare for are the ones that hurt the most. So in any time that you're gonna be able to try to slow down Tank, it ain't gonna be because you walking forward throwing shots like this. That ain't gonna work. So it's like the only time I'm able to see that, right, is when I've seen the only time I've been able to see Tank slow down a little bit from just coming in there with the wrecking ball was the Mario Barrios fight. What a fucking fight. That fight made me put a lot of respect on Tank's name because that was a hard fight. That wasn't no easy fight. That was a hard fight. I think even before the stoppage, they had Tank up by 1 round, maybe 2, maybe up by 1 round. That was a close. Tank was losing almost majority of that fight, and he started pouring it on at the end. But I say that to say is Barrios definitely hurt him with a shot. But again, it's the counter shots that's going to allow you to get respect. Not just coming in there trying to bomb off, because that ain't going to work. Number one, he could take it. Number two, the kid got reflexes, so you ain't going to just be able to do that. So that's my retort to what you were saying is, I think in order for Shakur to be in a position to where you can hurt Tank, and when I say hurt Tank, I don't think Shakur can stop Tank or do anything. I don't think that's possible. But I mean, get enough respect is he going to have to hit him with them counter shots. Yo, Squeeze, I see you moving, Squeeze. What's up, baby? Squeeze hitting the Ray Charles right now, ready to get in. Squeeze, talk to me. The Ray Charles.
The closer I get to you, the more you make me feel like giving you all I've got. Let me tell you something, brother. The closer Tank get to you, the more he gonna make you feel. He gonna give you all he got, cause his love will be capturing you over and over again. Shakur Stevenson, love you to death, son. But take heed to the warning. Love you, young man. Respectable in and out of the ring, even though he fighting a lot on Twitter. Maybe that's propaganda on his part. Love you, young black brother, and I hope you have a lot of success in your boxing career. And I love all the guys that get in there and fight for their family. But word to the wise, stay away from GTD. Stay away from him, bro.
We got to get that fight, though, Squeeze. You can't tell him stay away because we need that.
Listen, it's too late. He already want that fight.
Yeah, we need that fight. That fight is good for boxing.
He don't want that. He don't want that. He don't want that.
We need
but when Cigar Talk gave that a very good assessment of we never really seen Tank with, that's why I know Cigar Talk knows boxing. We never seen GTD in there with anybody that could really move like a Lomachenko, even though now he has slowed down. I totally agree with him on that. The closest was Frank Martin. I totally agreed with him on that. And then the Mario Barrios fight, our ancestors told you he a freak for pain. Don't make no sense. But when Mario caught him with that punch and he did his mouth like this, he signed his death certificate. He said, "Oh, this dude can crack him up in this house. I gotta get him out of there." You seen that liver shot? Ooh, he set that thing up. Mario Barrios backed up and said, "What the?" and went down to one knee. Ron Garcia in the back, when me and All Access interviewed him, he said, "I could be honest with you guys. Go back and watch it. I could be honest with you guys. You know, y'all from my home team. Y'all my boys. You know this guy. It was like, yo, it was easy for real. I thought he was gonna be a little more harder. I was looking at him like I never seen him talk like that before. Cause normally in the gym, when I used to ride him home a couple of times, all he used to say was thanks. That no words. In the gym fighting, he'll nod his head. The boy is bred for this, man. My nephew say he went up to school. He say people didn't used to go to school because of him. They were scared. Yeah, and we ain't talking about people his height. We talking about big dudes. We're scared to get knocked out by this kid. This kid is a killer. But a lot of people argue Shakur got decent feet. I think a younger Lomachenko got more good movement than Shakur. Fights more faster, in and out style, turning, pivoting, moving. If you ask me, a younger, earlier version of Lomachenko, I call him Lomachenko, earlier, younger version. I think he's had the better feet work than Shakur. Shakur got good ring generalship, but GTD say, what you gonna do when I crack?
All right, so let's peel back the second layer now. Let's peel back the second layer. Let's peel back the second layer. Now, one is I would disagree with the footwork point with Loma. I do understand where you're coming from. Loma does present different angles, I think, than Shakur. But I think early on in Shakur's career, we seen him use a lot of lateral movement, and he got criticized at the time. If you remember, Tim Bradley was on his head real bad, early on, the Nakatila fight. Easy work. There was a bunch of different fights where we saw Shakur use lateral movement, moving his jab, catching counter shots, but he got criticized for being boring. So I think I've seen the last maybe 6 fights or so, Shakur hasn't really used too much lateral movement. He hasn't really used his feet. I see Shakur more than ever outside of the De Los Santos fight where, he hurt his hand. I haven't really seen too much lateral movement from Shakur to the point that, that's something that was a factor in the fight, like in terms of lateral movement. Now, when I'm analyzing this fight further, Gervonta Tank Davis, face of boxing, versus Shakur, Bright Light Stevenson. I got bright lights from Val, OG Val in the chat too. He says Shakur bright lights. When I'm looking at
have my money, OG Val better have my money.
Yeah, OG Val in here too. But when I'm looking at this from another perspective too, right? And I'm seeing that what we see from Tank, and this is what make me feel like this is a 50-50 fight. It's a part of Tank's game, and I think you might have mentioned this earlier, Squeeze, is that he takes his time. Everybody knows, right? Tank will take his time, get you comfortable, try to download the data, and then before he starts pouring it on, right? Just like we said with Frank Martin. I would say rounds 1 through 4, Frank probably arguably won 4, definitely won 3. So 3-1-4, however you want to have it. After 5, Tank poured it on. It wasn't nothing left to talk about. That's the Frank Martin fight. Let's look at the Rolly fight. Same thing. We see them first 4 rounds. Arguably, Rolly won 3. Maybe you could have it 3-2, depending on there's a couple swing rounds. What I'm saying is Tank is notoriously known, and again, I think this is intentional. This is his style. It's intentional that Tank will let the first few rounds go before he starts pouring it on, and then he starts to come on enough to put enough pressure on you to get that knockout. We've seen the same with Mario Barrios fight, right? Same thing, same deal. First 4 to 5 rounds. Majority of them went to Barrios. If Tank is in a position where you give up, this is not just my opinion. This is not my opinion. Statistically speaking, right? We could look at the boxing plus minus. Shakur gets hit the least in the sport. He's number 1 in terms of punches thrown versus punches landed. Shakur is number 1 in the sport. That's by CompuBox. That's not me. Y'all can look that up in the chat. That's not my opinion. So I'm saying with a guy.
Can I put something on the record with that?
Go ahead.
We can go to them same stats and they'll tell you that Tank is the most accurate boxer. By the
Absolutely.
stats. Let's go by the stats. So he's gonna get touched. He's gonna get touched. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You sing it. You're 100% right with that.
I just want to put that on record because we gotta build this up. You know what I mean? I want to. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is,
I digress.
Good point. Very good point. But what I'm saying is, if you relying on that big bomb to stop the guy that gets hit the least, and you already gave up 4 to 5 rounds, your margin of error goes down a little bit. It shrinks a little bit. Now we talking about, now it goes from I could land this big power punch to I have to land that big power punch. And that changes the dynamic of how fights go. So that's what I'm saying is, if we see that, again, I don't know Tank's game plan. Who knows if he'll start faster? I could just go off the history from what I've seen. And I'm saying is, if Tank goes and gives up 4 to 5 rounds like he likes to do, that makes it a tougher fight. That's a part of my 50-50 scenario. So keep back more
that right there is hypothetical. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Chat, we having a great debate so far. We starting to peel the onions. I'm gonna let Squeeze go, but before I do, I gotta bring up another member of the Rise podcast.
Okay.
I gotta bring up another member of the Rise podcast. Y'all know, good brother Kenny Ellis is in the building. Coach Kenny is in the building.
Hold your thought on that 50-50 here.
He's up above.
Hold your thought on that 50-50. Go ahead, hand the squeeze.
All right.
Now, you saying statistically wise, he know CompuBox wise, he's known to give up rounds early, whether it's intentional or not. But what you fail to realize, you say he gotta rely on catching up to a person. It ain't that he gotta rely on it. He is 20 out of 29, 27 times.
30-0 with 28.
30-0 with 28. So it's not a matter if he, it's a matter is when he. See, you can do that. He's the no diss. He's the Shakur Richardson of boxing. He could come out the gate late and still make it up with speed and footwork to finish the race. Blowing people out of the water, looking side to side. It ain't a matter of if he, it's just when he.
And not only that, that's unofficial scorecards too. When people say Tank giving up rounds, most of the time Tank is not even giving up rounds. It's the casual fans and unofficial scorecards. If you go dig them cards up, Tank winning most of the rounds.
I can't say that. I don't know if we can say that. I don't know if we can say that.
A lot of that is hearsay, man.
No,
people gotta have the same what the last person say or what they hear. No, don't believe Tank is down every round like people say. That's not true. And as far as the 50-50 thing, they can't be 50-50 if Tank can punch and Shakur can't punch. They both can box. They both got a great IQ. Let's say Tank is behind and he got to get himself out of trouble, and that motherfucking hammer gonna get him out of trouble. Now let's say Shakur is behind and he got to get himself out of trouble. How's he gonna get himself out of trouble? He don't have no hammer. So they're not 50-50. They can't be 50-50.
It's Sunday, right? It's Sunday, right?
Let's put Shakur behind in the fight. Let's put Shakur behind. How's he going to get out of the trouble?
Throwing things and punches.
Hold up. I'll wait. Somebody tell me how he's going to get out of trouble.
Throw 1,000 punches.
It ain't going to work. So they can't be 50-50.
All right, so hold on. Let me get my retort. Hold on, before I retort, let me read a couple of the super chats. I appreciate all y'all brothers pulling up, man. Kenny, salute. Squeeze Senior, thank y'all. It's been a great episode so far. We're gonna peel back another layer in a minute. Let me get to the super chats real quick. Salute Tommy Renfro. He says Tank is always down on the cards. He won't touch Shakur. It'll look like Floyd versus Canelo. 9-3
Sound
court.
good.
Tank
Sound
resume
good.
ain't great. Edwin beats everybody on there. Okay.
He sound good.
Yes. Brashley says Frank thought he was going to use his legs and move all fight, and you saw what happened. I'm going to stand on business and say Shakur don't got enough. Okay. Greenville and Mike says, how you worried about Artem power when you can't even, or when you had him hurt, but you'll beat Tank? Tank is faster and got more power than Artem. Tank can knock you out going backwards or coming forwards or countering. Good point. He can. And then salute Todd Therese White. He says GTD with the apes in there. Okay. Salute to y'all, man. Super chats. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody in here. Make sure y'all show love to the Rise podcast as well. All right. So, Coach Kenny, let me retort to that, what you said. You said, what is Shakur going to do if he's down on them scorecards? How does he come out of that?
Yeah, tell me what he gonna do.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I don't think Shakur have enough power that he could stop Tank. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. But what I will say is that as far as how Tank starts fights, I think it's a slim margin that we see Shakur being down on the cards until at least the middle to late rounds. I think based on how Tank generally, and again, I can't speak, Kenny, you in that gym, you making game plans. So I'm sure a part of it and a large part of it is game plans, because I also, what I'm basing this off of is what I see in that ring. And then when I hear y'all talking in the corner, what makes me feel like it's intentional with Tank giving up rounds is I see Tank tell y'all in the corner, he go, the power ain't there no more. I'm going to go get him. So to me, it feels like I heard him say that in at least 3 or 4 fights where he's alluding to he's been feeling this guy power and he's waiting to feel like the power went down before he starts to turn it up. That's what I hear him say in the corner. So to me,
let me say something. When Tank say that, don't mean the guy's hurting him. He letting us know that the guy feel like
he can still feel the steam. I don't think he hurting him, just that he can feel the steam. So would you say, Kenny, it's fair to say that he wait for the steam to come down before he starts to put the brick hand up?
He don't want to get reckless. You don't want to get reckless in the ring. But if he go into the ring against Shakur and Shakur don't got no power from the jump, what you think he gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. So did Frank Martin have power from the jump? Enough power?
I mean, he couldn't hurt Tank, but he did have a little bit more stronger punching power in the first 3 rounds.
Would you agree that in the first 1 through 4, Frank won at least 3 of those?
No.
Oh, come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny.
Listen. Tank stick with the game plan. We might be losing to y'all, but we know what we doing. We know what's going on. He not losing to us.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know what the game plan is.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what the game plan is. He winning. He doing everything right. Perfect timing. When he's supposed to do it.
So would you agree? Would you agree that with a guy like Shakur who got speed, he got footwork and IQ, that Tank is going to have to start earlier in terms of, one, is using a little more volume than he uses, and 2, really starting to pour it on earlier to try to bank them early rounds? Is that something that you feel like strategically y'all will have to do?
Tank is faster than Shakur. So all of that stuff about Shakur being fast, Tank is faster. Tank is faster, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's smarter. He ain't got nothing on Tank. Nothing.
Hold up.
If it goes 12 rounds, I'm walking away. If it goes 12 rounds, I'm walking away from boxing.
Oh, hold up. Hold up. Can you say that again for the chat, Mr. Ellis, please?
If it goes 12 rounds, I'm walking away from boxing.
Damn.
Ooh. Oh man,
You could
that's
drop
a
the
big
mic with
statement.
that, Coach Kenny.
That's a big
Say
statement,
no
Kenny. I
more.
like you. I don't want to see you away from boxing, Kenny. I like you, Kenny. Please.
If he go 12 rounds with Tank, I'm walking.
Ooh. All right.
That's the same. It's the same thing I said earlier. Like Shakur, like what he doing, but word to the wise, he need to stay away from that kid.
Oh, we need to fight. You chanting it out. We
No,
gotta get the
Hold on.
fight.
no
Don't tell us
disrespect
stay
to
away. We
Shakur,
need to
but
fight.
I rock. I'm. Look, I know we working with over here.
Hold on. So, Kenny, let me ask you this question, though. Let me ask you this question. Because
You hear me?
one of the things I said before you came on was we were talking about things that we never seen. We said from Shakur, they said, you know, a lot of people in the chat said, we ain't seen Shakur got no dog. And I said, I agree with that 100%. We haven't never seen that. Also, but I said from Tank's side, we've never seen Tank yet against a guy that got elite footwork. Would you agree that if you fighting Shakur, that would be the most elite footwork that Tank has seen so far in his career? Under the lights. I can't speak for the gym, just under the
I don't
lights.
see. Listen, I don't see what the hype is. Everybody Shakur fought, and I mean everybody. For him to be so elite, they touched him. And
Like touch, like flush, like flush.
they were mediocre compared to Tank. Yes, they touched him. They just ain't had what it takes to get him up out of there. Come on, man. No disrespect to Shakur. I'm just speaking facts.
I mean, I can say I've seen
man.
him get hit a few times, but never nothing
Everybody
flush.
think that boy gonna go 12. Keep getting cut off. I'll make a laugh.
Coach K, what you say?
Yeah, what you say, Coach?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. Yep.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Now what y'all was saying?
Yeah, he in that traffic. He got the traffic. He got the traffic service right there.
Yeah, he breaking up.
All right. He said what he had to say, and
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. Hold on, but I wanted to know is do y'all disagree with that? That Shakur wouldn't be the person with the most elite footwork that Tank Davis has seen thus far? Would y'all agree with that? Senior and Squeeze?
I would say the answer to your question, I agreed with you earlier with the analogy that you gave me of Frank Martin up to date was the best footwork that GTD has seen so far. In my opinion, I totally agree. I think Shakur basically moves almost the same way as a Frank Martin. He just got more upper body movement than Frank do, and more elusive upper body movement than Frank do. But I'm just not really sold on the Shakur Stevenson got this spectacular footwork. If you look at most of the guys he was fighting, they weren't athletic, they weren't the fastest, they didn't have great footwork. So you got to look at the flip side of it. You saying it with GTD, but give me a fighter that Shakur fought that had spectacular footwork. De Los Santos couldn't catch him. He was reaching for the stars. I thought Star Search was on TV.
He might be too young for Star Search, Coach Squeeze.
Yeah, my bad.
Nah. I caught the tail end of that.
Okay.
Tail end. But
look,
what I was
Cigar, talk before you do that. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you, man. I'm not tooling around on your podcast trying to get entertainment and numbers over on our podcast. I'm on here talking about what I see, what I know, and what I watched over the years in the sport of boxing. And GTD is one of those generational fighters, and it's just a cherry on top. that he got the ability to get you out of there. If he hurt you, it's no coming back from it. Yeah, that's I wish the heavens that Shakur had that with him, because that would make this fight even more intriguing to me.
I agree with you on that. GTD is a special fighter. I think he's a generational talent. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. One thing I would have to disagree with, though, is when we comparing the footwork of Frank and Shakur, I think the movements might look the same, but the quickness is different.
Yeah.
Right? And one thing that we see from Shakur, which I agree, I've seen him make mistakes in terms of he could pull back on a straight line, and we've never seen nobody still be able to catch him because he's so quick and he's so good with the distance that when he pulling back in a straight line and he does that little quick jump back, ain't nobody been able to catch that yet. Ain't nobody been able to catch that.
Or they not intelligent enough to analyze the data, to capitalize. Now he's getting away from that from guys that's not great counter punchers and can analyze the data on what he's doing. You heard GTD say on Wallow and Gilly, shout out to them, they doing big things too. He said, if you look at Shakur, he pulls back straight on the line, and he said, that's not going to work with me. I see this kid do stuff, like you said earlier, Cigar Talk, it ain't the punches that you do see, it's the punches that you don't know coming. And that's where we keep talking about power. I'm talking about the Rainbow Coalition of arsenals. If you pulled up Tank on the game and they showed you all the weapons, you probably like, man, I don't got time. I'm just going to download like 15 of them. And pull up Shakur fighter and his weapons, you might have 2 picks. You might have 2 picks. But GTD, you're going to have over 100 weapons to choose from. And I'm not being biased.
If you're talking about solely offensive weapons, I would agree with you. But Shakur got weapons that's not only offensive, but defensive, right? What we see from this kid, and again, this is to me what makes this a 50-50 fight. We saw, and again, I went on record and said this. I thought the Edwin De Los Santos fight was a boring fight. Thought it was a boring fight. Shakur came out and said he hurt his hand, right? I think we can all tell based on how he fights, he didn't really throw the left hand majority of the whole fight, right? So I feel like there's validity to that without just him saying that. Looking at the fight, it felt like some validity based on seeing how he throws his left hand. Go ahead, Senior. Go ahead.
Can I? You know, I like to.
Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, so when we was asking about that Doug, remember that we was talking about in the beginning of the show? That Doug,
which one?
That dog we was talking about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was a certain fight, Tank versus Pitbull Cruz, where he hurt his hand.
Yep.
And he was still sitting that motherfucker with everything he had behind it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when Plan A don't work, Plan B don't work, that dog gonna pop out. You know what I mean? I don't see that Doug in Shakur. You know what I mean? Tank, when Tank hurt his hand, he was still sending that left hand.
So my thing is, you don't feel like Shakur made adjustments in that fight for a guy with one hand? You don't think so?
It looked the same to me. It looked like a regular Shakur Stevenson performance. If you look at GTD, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I said it. And if you look at All Access, gave a very good point. When we later on in your busy schedule, when you have time to answer your question on agility, footwork, impeccable defense, and IQ, go back and look at the Pitbull Cruz fight. How he was turning, using the ring, boxing, setting up, slipping, rolling. That looked like a lot of goddamn movement for me. And that was the guy that hurt his hand up to the 5th round, still had the grit to pull that off against a pressure steamrolling fighter at the time, on the top of his game at that time. Go ahead, champ.
Come on with it, because I see you got.
Let's be honest. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. Pitbull Cruz ain't the hardest guy to use footwork against. We just watched El Rayo, who is El Rayo a B-. He a B-. We just watched El Rayo outbox Pitbull Cruz. So what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is the level that it takes for you to outbox a guy with cement feet versus the level it's going to take for you to outbox a guy like Shakur, Fight Like Stevenson. It's sounding 50-50 to me. Go ahead, Squeeze. Go ahead.
I did say, and quote me on this, I did say at that particular time, Pitbull Cruz was the name on the rise, and he was steamrolling at that time. I made that clear. That's all I wanted to say.
But what happened since then? It's not like he got knocked out or nothing. Nothing crazy happened to him since then that would have made him go down. He fought Cabrera, right? Cabrera gave him that work. He arguably might have lost that fight. Then he beat the shit out of Rolly. And then he just had the last fight. So he got outboxed by Cabrera and by El Rayo. Boxers who are maybe C level. Cabrera like a C. El Rayo a B-. So again, I'm not taking away from the rest of Tank resume because I think Tank actually has a good resume. I hate when people say that, but people try to say Tank don't got a good resume because he does. Be clear about that. But I just don't know if Pitbull Cruz is the example as far as what it takes to outbox somebody, because I think C-level guys can outbox Pitbull Cruz as well.
But you got to look at the table that was set, because all ancestors like good soul food. And I'm going to tell you one thing about my partner in crime. On Sunday dinner, you can bring him a chicken breast, crispy fried, seasoned, battered properly, and sit it on his plate, right? And he gonna smell it. Best chicken he ever smelled, mama. But when you walk away from the table, he gonna call you back. Hey, where you going? You gonna like, what you mean? He gonna say, where the sides? Where my collard greens? Where my baked macaroni and cheese, please? What I'm trying to say to you is that at that particular time, they were hyping Pitbull Cruz up. I'm not talking about the second half of the anchor. I'm talking about the first half. They was pumping him up to be the mini Mike Tyson. And he couldn't beat GTD with one hand tied behind his back because you saw the plan A, B, C take place. And Coach Calvin told him in the corner when he looked up and said his hand messed up, which was hurt Fry. He said, you asked for this, figure it out. That's when you know it's levels to this.
What do you say, Squeeze?
My hand hurt. You asked for this, didn't you? Figure it out. I don't want to hear that. That was a father to a son conversation in the corner. And what you see, he figured it out. He was flailing, moving, touching, fighting, slipping. But I said, oh my God, he looked like in the amateurs tank because everybody was taller than him in the amateurs. Go back and watch the footage. And you heard a voice in the corner, a familiar one. You bet not back up. You bet not back up. This was a match made in heaven. This was destined. Coach Calvin and GTD was destined for this sport. And GTD said, I didn't come to the gym to be professional. I came to the gym for the family atmosphere, the love I wasn't getting from home. And to him, in there was just playing. He was just playing around. Y'all guys, dead serious, I'm in there playing around. Now I've seen the opportunity to make millions of dollars and give generational wealth, something his family never saw before. That's a different type of fighter. He's fighting for more than what those guys fighting for. I'm breaking it down like that. In the ring, he not fighting for the victory. He's fighting for where he came from. That's what his fights are. But when you get in the ring, oh, I'm a beat Tank because I want to be the best fighter in the world. No, not with him. With him is I'm gonna beat you and I'm gonna humiliate you. And after I do it, you notice he goes over to the corner. He picked the fighter up. When he locked Leo Santa Cruz out, he was concerned about him. He was concerned. Look at Rolly. When he did that to Rolly said he was going to get him out of there in the first round. He ran over to him. Afterwards, he shook their hand. He gracious in victory. He's gracious in victory because he probably still pinching himself that I went from an alley street, one way in, one way out, to Beverly Hills. That's shock, yo. You've been on Pennsylvania Avenue, Cigar Talk.
Yeah.
That's a different change. That's a different. You was, hey, bruh, you was in the trenches. Right there where you was, it used to be the high rises, but they deployed all of the high rises and just made them small. That's all they did. You still was in
my car right there. It was a whole group of niggas right there. I parked my car and there's abandoned buildings everywhere. I said, I hope my car's still here when I come back. I looked around. I said, I hope this is my car still here.
You was in the grip.
Yeah, I know. I felt the energy.
Did y'all go get them crab cakes afterwards?
Nah, man. I didn't. Nah.
All right.
Hold on.
You was in.
I just want to know this because, all right, if you don't, Senior, you mentioned you don't got it at a 50-50. What percentage do you got this fight at?
I gotta hear this with my damn son. Good question, Cigar Talk. I gotta hear this one. Come on.
I'm gonna be nice.
Nah, don't be nice. Be honest. Don't be nice. Be honest.
I'm gonna give him 80-20.
Oh my God. Being nice, you give it 80-20?
Be nice and give him 80-20.
Oh my God. That is nasty work.
Now somebody had a conversation with my guy the other day. He said I need to see Shakur work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because that's what really sold me on Tank the first time I seen him in camp. And I seen him work. You know what I mean? But the things that I've seen from Tank and the things that I've seen from Shakur, I just don't see it. There's no way I could put it at a 50-50. You know what I mean? Because when you you take power off the table, just look at boxing. There's no way I could put it at a 50-50, just at boxing. And then once you put the power on there, you're going to move the number even more. You're going to move the scale. You're going to tilt the scale even more. I give it 80-20. That's being nice.
Squeeze, what about you?
He took the words out of my mouth. It's funny. He said that I'm at 80-20 too. I mean, he showed up. It was nice of him. When I see a fighter as short as Tank, he don't have the longest arms. He's not the tallest. So they even have conversations. I want to see GTD fight Terrence Crawford and Spawn, or Earl Spence, or better yet, Deontay Wilder. I'm looking at these guys like, oh, do you know how short and little GTD is? My point is that power. I seen him, and this is no lie. I seen him hit an MMA guy at 175 so hard that he froze in midair. All you needed was cement to pour over him. He'd have been a statue. I begged him, please don't hit that guy again. You'll kill him. And he put on brakes with the sweeping left hook. And I just looked up to God. That's when I really started. But I believed in Jesus. But that from that day on, I knew there was a God. Because if he'd have brought back that left hook, he'd have knocked that dude up on the wall like Thomas Hitman Hearns did Martin Lawrence on the show. And I come out of the era of Muhammad Ali, seeing the tail end of Muhammad, the Mike Tysons, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Haglers, the Alexis Aguayos, the Boom Boom Mancinis, the Jerry Coonies, because I don't want to be biased here. I come out of that era of these fighters. And then comes a GTD. It got me loving boxing again. It got me excited. He's really fan friendly, and I'm just amazed of the ability that this kid had and that small body of his, and better yet, alone, the power, man. If a horse held his chin out like this, and he threw a hook and caught it, that horse would fall down on all four knees. And if Shakur did that, the horse would be like laughing. But when GTD hit him, he'll be like, I'm telling you, that power in his, he's going to touch you. It's no getting around it. He's going to hunt, and it's just like a lion that's going out there to get food for the tribe. He's coming back with that food. He's coming back with that food. Exile Loco Keo, if you watch it, he said the best. Heads on sticks.
Well, listen. I'm gonna read a couple more super chats in a little bit. I definitely think 80-20 is egregious by both of y'all brothers. I think that's
what you give it. So what you give it?
I think 80-20 is egregious.
So what you give it?
50-50.
I will say this. 50-50. But what I will say this about Tank is, and I need the people to know this, and everybody that's tuned in to Cigar Talk Live, salute to y'all, man. Cigar Talk Live, the Rise podcast, we in the building. But I've said this before on Cigar Talk Live, which is Tank's knockouts, to me, 30 wins, 28 knockouts. The kid obviously got power. Obviously, right? I don't attribute the knockouts more to the power than I do Tank's ability to set up shots. And that's IQ, right? So what I'm saying is, let's look at the last few knockouts. So the real big highlight knockouts. Leo Santa Cruz, right? Pressure fighter, slower feet, but good on the inside. Leo threw 3 right hands in a row. Tank came underneath, and that was all she wrote. Right? Those right hands from Leo, Tank's pressure was causing him. That was like he trying to get him to back up. Yo, back up off me, right? But Tank is too smart for that. You throw 3 right hands, you throw 3 of anything in a row, is over for you, for Tank. He gonna read it, pick up on it, and counter your ass. Same with Rolly Romero.
Hold up. Time out real quick. This is what I want you to do. Go look at the second and third round of that fight.
Of Leo?
Go look at the second and third round of that fight. I told my son in the second and third round, say he's gonna stop him with an uppercut. He was putting it out. He missed him twice in like the second or the third round. You know what I mean? But you also gotta take into account he walked through the fire to get that uppercut out.
Yeah. But I'm saying is he doing that as a result, not just of power, but it's the smarts and the IQ that's allowing him to get these knockouts, right? Like I think there's a difference between raw power, somebody like Better BF who just come through the front door banging like this, then and he get knockouts like that. Tank don't really get knockouts like that. Tank way of getting knockouts is he know how to disguise power and then kabow and then come with it. So that's what I said. That's what he did to Rolly. We seen that with Rolly as well, right? Lulled him to sleep. Came, hit the jab. He used footwork. Got across the ropes. He landed a couple of counter shots over Rolly's right hand a few times before the big one that stopped him. So I'm saying that to say is I don't just discount the power. Like I don't just take into account knockouts being power from Tank. He don't fight like a better BF where it's just like that. It's like raw power to come forward. But it's what I'm saying is Tank's a part of Tank's game is disguising that power and using the IQ.
So can
So
I?
that's why,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Go to the chat. Go to the chat real quick. See what they saying.
Real quick, did Shakur have that ability
to what?
to do what you're referring to?
He don't got the power that Tank got.
But not no. We said it's not about the power. It's about setting it up. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Did Shakur have that ability?
No, be clear. You still got to have power to do it. Shakur got the ability to walk you into shots, but I'm saying to put you out, to turn your lights off. There's only certain people in this fight game that could turn your lights off with one punch. And the guys that I see do that, most of them don't have setup ability like Tank. Most of the guys that's one punch ability, they just walking forward through the front door, throwing them bombs. So what I'm saying is from Tank's ability for him to do that, which that's one of his gifts. I'm saying that's a gift. That's a way that I could see Tank beating Shakur. That is a way.
So that don't tilt the scale on a 50-50?
Well, that's a part of the 50-50. But like I'm saying is you gotta, but again, with the IQ part of it, with the IQ piece is you gotta he doing that against people who computer is slower than his computer. Shakur got the processor, he got the new Apple Steve Jobs, he got that. He got the processor. So that's what I'm saying is I gotta see how it all translates against the IQ, against the footwork. That's why I wish Lomachenko ain't ducked this fight. That would have showed us everything we needed to see. That would have showed us everything that we needed to see. But with that said is, I just got to see how it looks with somebody who got the processing speed that you got. How does that look? How does that work? I got to see what that looks like. Frank don't got no processing speed like Tank. Rolly don't got that. Mario Barrios is slightly under Tank's. We got to see that. And those are the things that I'm saying to me is just unanswered questions. It's absolutely unanswered questions on Shakur's side as well. Because I agree with you what you said earlier, Senior. There's going to come a point in time you ain't going to be able to move around the ring 12 rounds. He's going to force you to fight. What happens then in them exchanges? You got to pick your spots, but Tank is going to force you to fight, whether you want to fight or not, whether you try to fight him inside and hopefully smother his work, whether you try to clinch him, he's going to force you to fight. And those are the moments that from Shakur, I don't know. I can't say. I could say what I seen from Tank. I could say I seen Tank push people out of that clinch. I could see Tank don't let you clinch him. I could see Tank let you go up in the inside and do what he do up in there. So I got to unanswer questions on both sides, gentlemen.
You tilting the scale, though. Tilting the scale. You tilting the scale.
I totally agree with Cigar Talk saying. I don't agree with. I respect his 50-50 premises coming from his view and what he's seen in both of these fighters. I respect it, but I definitely agree with him cold-heartedly on the part of we having inquiring minds want to know. How would this? I love that. I can sense that Cigar Talk is not being biased at all in his assessment. Like a lot of people come on our podcast talking foolishness and right out crazy. I can feel that he's keeping this to boxing. It's nothing personal with him. I definitely don't agree with the 50-50, but I respect everything he's saying because he's saying it from a boxing point of view. Go to the chats and see what they talk about. Let's hear what the people say.
I want to bring up a couple of people just to come cook with us if y'all got a little more time. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, man. Y'all know what time it is. This the time. Listen, we letting people come up. If you got opinions, I want to hear it. Y'all know the rules on Cigar Talk Live. If you showing love, amazing. If you want to be a hater, I'm cool with that. But we don't tolerate disrespect. Y'all know the rules. You disrespect, you getting booted. We ain't doing no disrespect on either side. Let's keep it boxing. We breaking it down. I'm dropping the link in the chat. And yo, man, I appreciate y'all brothers' time, man. It's been a great conversation so far.
I was just ready to say, no, I appreciate you. We gotta do this again.
Nah, for sure. For sure. Let me read these last few super chats. Link is in the chat. Link is up in the chat. I got the link on the screen. Come up if you want to cook. Let's go, family. Come up if y'all want to cook. Fight fan. Y'all know what time it is. Link is in the chat. I'm going to read a couple of these super chats before we start bringing people up on the stage. Salute to all the super chats too, man. If you're showing love in the super chats, thank you very much. This is what keeps this show going. This is what keeps, us being able to do what we do, man. So I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Green Villain Mike. Tank is number 5 or 8 on that list that you was talking about, Najee. The one that Shakur is number 1. Yeah, Tank is definitely on that list for sure. Salute, Green Villain Mike. Isaiah Iman, did Shakur get a contract to fight Tank? Yes or no? Man, I wish Coach Kenny was still on here so we could have asked him. He had a little trouble. To my knowledge, the last time I spoke to Shakur said he did not receive a contract. He said that Tank's side reached out. He said he don't know if he said a contract was never sent to his side. That was the last I heard, but I can't, I'm just speaking on behalf of what I heard. I can't guarantee
real
that.
Quick. We so get caught up. We get so caught up on the contract part of it. The contracts normally don't get signed till the week of the fight. That's what Steven Espinosa told y'all. But it's communications between both negotiations and communications between both teams leading up to that contract. So sometimes, like fighters will be like they're not interested or they doing this or doing that. So it's no point of sending a contract. I'm not saying this is what happens in that case, but I'm saying it's more to it than just sending a contract. Negotiations that take place before that contract is sent. So like, we got to start understanding more of the business, and we also got to start explaining more of the business so people can really understand what it means when you say send a contract. Because it's more so the contract ain't till later. It's the negotiations, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it at, what's the price, that stuff like that before you get to the contract.
Thank you. That's important. That's important, Senior. Thank you for saying that. We got to understand that, right? Nobody is taking time to send a contract to somebody. You got to draw it up and write it and get your lawyers to do that. If you don't know they ready to sign it, that's not how business works. In any business, before you get to the contractual part, you got to agree on terms. You send the top line terms, like he just said, right? How much money are we fighting for? What's the conditions? Y'all got to agree first before they get to the part where they get to the lawyers and they start drawing up the contract. It don't make no sense to spend all that time drawing up a contract if nobody gonna take it. So the verbal agreement comes first. Once you get past that part, then that's when the contract gets sent. So now salute to you for that. Hannah, Tank versus Shakur is the biggest and best fight at 135. We need to see it. Boxing needs to see it. For sure, though. Melanin Queen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Salute.
What's going on, Miss Cher? I appreciate you. Thank you, baby.
Tasha Reese White, Shakur's easy work for Tank. KO in 7 or 8. Okay. Tommy Renfro, Ken and Cal contradict. Cal said he don't want the fight. Stop ducking. Make the fight if he's so easy. Sick of nail painted, purse wearing Tank. Come on, no, we don't do disrespect, man. Come on.
I understand what Coach
Cal said. He just said that, yo.
Come on, man.
It's crazy, man.
You doing disrespect, bro. Cigar Talk know what's up, man. Salute, man. GTD. I know what's up. It's a bad boy. I know what's up. I smell blue blood. I smell baby blue blood. Okay. Tank is going to sleep Shakur. Easy work for Tank. Gerardo, thank you, man. All right. I appreciate y'all.
In the building, they saying it's 4. They trying to get in. They keep saying it's 4, they can't get in.
Listen, my queue, and I got the pro version. So I got a lot of people in this queue. I don't even got the free version. There's a lot of people dying to get up on this panel right now. Salute, man. We got to bring some people up. I'm going to drop the link again. It's full right now. Once you get off, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. Get your shit off, and then the panel, it'll open up, man. So I'm trying to get everybody to get their stuff off. Y'all know the rules. I give priority if your camera's on, because I got to see who I'm talking to. Y'all be coming talking crazy, and I got to see who I'm talking to. Camera on, getting priority. There's a lot of people in this chat right now, so bear with me.
Be careful. Be careful when you're out there talking to them dots, too, because lately they've been going around, and they've been being a dot. People bring them on, then they doing like wild shit once they get.
That happened to you too. That happened to me one time, bro.
Yeah. So just be careful.
The camera off, he came on with his joint out. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Camera's on. Your camera got to be on. All right, let's go. Let's get to it. You get your round. Let me get B Hayes. B Hayes.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Cigar Talk? This is my first
B
time
Hayes,
on.
brother. What's going on?
Yeah, straight OG Shakur fan. I just want to say, man, I just want to see the fight. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. This is good talking about what we think is gonna happen when the fight pop off. But I mean, like Calvin say, Tank not gonna be able to do what he want to do. I don't think Shakur gonna be able to do what he been doing in his fights to win. It's gonna be a fight that we not gonna be able to predict. And I don't want to talk about it as long as we talked about, Earl and Bud, because we talked about that till we got blue in the face, and the fight wasn't like none of us expected it to be. So I just want to see the fight. Whatever we gotta do to see the fight, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what respect. I don't know what's gotta happen with the contracts and all that, and no contract talk. I ain't gotta talk about the contract. I just want to see the fight. Like
So how you
whatever
let
it
me
take
ask
to
you,
get
B
the
Hayes,
date. That's
B
what I
Hayes,
want
let
to
me
happen.
ask you. B Hayes, let me ask you. We've been talking percentages. My good brothers on the Rise podcast feel it's 80-20 Tank's way. How do you see it?
I think it's a 50-50 fight. You got the best defense in the game against the best offense in the game, and what's gonna prevail? Do defense win championships, or is that equalizer gonna equalize the whole shit? It's like I personally don't think Tank gonna be able to land that flush shot against Shakur that's gonna end it. He gonna have to win a decision, and that advantage goes to Shakur for me, but not enough of an advantage because of that equalizer for me to give Shakur 55 or 60. I mean, it's still 50-50 in my eyes. I'm with you on that.
Yo, Rise brothers, can he land the shot? Rise brothers, can he land the shot?
Well, first of all, how you doing, young man? Second of all,
Feel good.
you look old enough to understand. You've been around the sport for a while. You ain't no teenager. And
Not
let's
at
get
all.
that straight. Huh? You're not 18 or 19, right?
Not at all.
You've been
I'm double
around
that. I'm double that.
you've been, you've been around the alleys, the Roberto Durans, the Marvin Haglers, right?
For sure.
My thing to you is you said GTD not only knocking these guys out, but the way he's setting it up, what makes it special. And he's not the tallest, he's not the biggest. He has the least attributes. And just I respect what you're saying, but you really stretching the envelope thinking that he's never going to touch Shakur in 12 rounds. That's just my opinion.
That ain't what I said. All right, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What out of Shakur's last five fights, he got hit in all of them. All of them he got hit.
Yeah.
Think Tank ain't gonna touch him?
Yeah, I think he gonna touch him. I don't think it's gonna go like that. I think he gonna touch him at least 6-7 times around. And he only get hit 4 or 5.
I just ain't seen him get flushed though. I ain't seen him get hit flushed.
I ain't seen him get hit with that shot.
That shot. You know that shot that Tank be landing.
All I asked was he got hit in his last 5 fights. That's all I'm asking. He got hit in his last 5.
Okay. Let me ask you this: has he got hit with anything he hasn't seen coming?
Listen. I just asked, did he get touched? I just want to know if he got touched.
He got touched, but he saw all of it coming.
So listen. He got touched, right?
Yes.
Them guys don't have the capabilities and the attributes that GTD has. So if they touch him, what do you think GTD is going to do?
He gonna touch him, but it's the ones you don't see coming.
This is the most accurate puncher in boxing right now.
Yeah.
So you think he not gonna catch him with a flush one?
No. I think he's gonna touch him.
Senior, he's entitled to his opinion. That people come on here and be disrespectful, call people out of their names. No, the man is sticking to what he believes in his fighter, and it's nothing wrong with that. I love what you're saying, man, and I just want to see it. And I'm riding with my guy. If he touch him 6 or 7 times, out of those 6 punches, one of them gonna be devastating. That's just what I'm going with.
Let me get someone else. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be easy.
No, I appreciate granted. I want y'all to understand. I want this fight more than anything. And I think now it's part of the YouTube part of being on the YouTube platform that we have become part of the promotional company and helping to build these fights. You know what I mean? And getting the hoop rod. So shows like this help make fights happen. You know what I mean? Because it shows interest that people really want to see this fight. And I'm one of the ones I gotta see this fight.
Well, man, us being on here with Cigar Talk, man, I thought you was pulling my leg when you first said it. I was like, my grandkids was already born. I ain't doing no cigars no more. You know what I mean? Just for him to think about us, to have us on his platform that's hot and growing right now, steam rolling, man, I just can't thank you enough, Cigar Talk. That you show us that grace, that have us on this platform, man. Because some people, I don't want to deal with them. Their numbers ain't the biggest. They don't know what they talk. For you to open that door for us, man, it means a lot to me, man.
Nah, man, listen. This is bigger than numbers. This is about good boxing conversation right here, and I feel like everybody's thoroughly entertained so far. So, you know, I appreciate y'all. Let me bring up a couple more on the panel. Let me get D1. D1.
Oh, you ready to bring my angry white guy in? You ready to bring my angry white guy in?
It's a packed panel. So I don't really know everybody, but I'm about to bring D1. Y'all know him.
Shout out to the Angry White Man podcast, man. Bring my guy D1 in, man.
D1, they saying you the angry white guy. What's up, man? Y'all think you on mute, brother?
You on mute, D1? You on mute?
I'm here. My bad. What's up, Senior? What's up, Squeeze family? How y'all doing today? Shout out to the JBT. Rise, definitely you, Cigar Talk, man. We was talking on Twitter last night, and I told you why this isn't a 50-50 fight, and it could never be.
Let me know.
Tank can box on Shakur's level. Shakur can't punch on Tank's. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, bro. Tank displays all the same skills Shakur has. Shakur might have a little bit faster feet, but when you know what you're doing, them feet don't mean shit. I'll follow you out that back door throwing devastating punches, and he'll be asleep. He don't never slip and weave shots or do none of that. He uses his feet to escape, and only his feet, dog. In my opinion, he's a little overrated, to be honest with you. That's
one of my white friends. I got a white friend.
Angry white friend.
Facts.
I had to drop a bomb for that. That was crazy. Overrated is crazy. All right, let me explain something
for years, dog.
Let me explain something. One, even when Tank said it, one is when I interviewed Tank, salute the Tank. Like I said, generational talent, and a couple of times we've been around each other and kicked it. It's been good energy, good brother. When I did the interview with Tank, this was after the press conference. I knew I only had 15 minutes, so I didn't have a lot of time to like debate how I usually want to be going back and forth because I didn't have a lot of time, but we had to get to a lot. So when Tank said that in my interview, he said when I asked him about Shakur defense, he said Shakur don't got no defense. What has he done outrageous? He don't slip shots, nothing. Shakur don't got us. Tank has to slip shots because he's shorter than everybody. That's a slipping shots for the most part you see come from smaller guys. You're getting underneath shots. Tank gets underneath shots. Shakur, number one, because of his defense and because of his footwork, he got above average length as far as his jab is concerned. It's more advantageous for him, and it's better for him to keep distance to get outside instead of coming in and slipping shots. Unless you plan on going inside to try to smother or you want to fight inside, it don't really make sense for Shakur to be trying to slip shots. That's not advantageous for him. And then number two, I guess the other point you made, which I want to see is knockouts are not the only way to win in this game. You can outpoint your opponent to a victory. And I'm saying is Shakur got the best defense on planet Earth. Tank got the best offense on planet Earth. I got to see what happens when the best offense and the best defense mix it up together. That's what I got to see.
I gotta see it too, man. I buy that shit twice.
You saying the best defensive fighter I ever seen in my life?
No.
Two guys only, and that's Sweet Pea Sweet Pea and Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Now, Squeeze, I ain't saying ever. I'm saying today, right now, 2024, August 18th, 2024.
Shit.
That kid got the best defense in the sport of boxing. Not ever.
I would say feet. I wouldn't say defense, because defense is carrying shots, slipping shots. I heard what you say, and that's all fine and well. And the last guy, B. Hayes, came up here talking about Shakur didn't get hit with no flush shots in the Artem fight. I made a short on that shit on the Angry White Man podcast. It's still up there for everybody to see. He ate a couple overhands that would have changed his life if that was a puncher punching him. He wanted to please fans and stay in the pocket. That kid don't stay in no pocket. He's a mid-range to outside boxer. He ain't never in no fucking pocket.
That's my white friend.
Hold up. We've seen him go in that pocket a couple of fights. I agree with you, Angry White Boy. He got hit by Artem 3 times. White man, excuse me, the Angry White Man.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
I ain't mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying is I agree with you. He did get hit with a couple shots in that Artem fight that if you get hit like that against Tank, that could change the course of the fight. Absolutely. I agree with that, and I saw that. But what I got to say to that is the more respect you have for an opponent, we see different styles. The same way I was on here talking, I told everybody, and Errol Spence Jr., my man. I love Errol Spence Jr. I'm a big fish. I told everybody.
You're gonna take that Band-Aid off right now.
I have to. I told everybody. I said Terrence Crawford is gonna beat Errol Spence Jr. He got more in the tank. And what we saw, besides the win, the same shots that Crawford used to get reckless and get hit with, he got hit against Gamboa. He got hit against Mean Machine. He got hit against who else? Not Sean Paul, against Kell Brook. Them reckless shots, because he coming in there without respect. When Terrence Crawford came in there with respect, we ain't see no mistakes. He had Errol hurt in that second round. He didn't even move forward for the kill because he don't want to make a mistake. And I think with Shakur fighting a guy like Tank, you can't afford to make mistakes because Tank could turn your lights out like that.
So would it be a great fight to watch, or would it be a kind of shitty fight to watch where Shakur is hopping back like in the Edwin De Los Santos fight, wanting barely no smoke, trying to get out of there with a point or two per round, just trying to do just enough, in which that's all good. But once Tank is fed up with what you're doing, trying to point and shit, he ain't caring about that footwork, none of that shit. He's following you straight out the back door, throwing punches, dog. This don't go good for Shakur.
It could be a shitty fight. I agree with you. It could set up to be a boring fight. I agree. It's possible. That's possible. Definitely. But listen, brother, I thank you, man.
Yo, thank you.
Brother, for real.
Shout out to the JBT, to Cigar Talk, TheRize. Love, man. Peace and blessings. Be good, boys.
Man.
My guy in the building, Squeeze. My guy in the building, Exile.
You say it again?
I said my guy in the building, Exile Loco Keo, heads on sticks.
Uh-oh, he here? That's your man? I got to get him up here. Hold on. Uh-oh.
He dropped the super chat.
Oh, hold on. Let me read the super chat real quick. Hold up. Salute my guy, New Era in the building. The Rise Podcast, Cigar Talk. Salute. I want to get on here, man. All right, Wilkerson. I'm gonna get you up here, Wilkerson. If you send in super chats, you get the priority. That's the rules, man. Foxy Brown, what's up, Cigar Talk? What's up, my Rise people all the way? Salute, Foxy Brown.
What's on, Foxy
Brown? Exile Senior. Head on sticks. They don't understand the meaning. What's head on sticks? Hashtag
sticks. That's what he want. Heads on sticks.
Oh, heads on.
That's what he want.
Okay. Salute, Exile. Phoenix the Assassin. Tank counters in between shots. Shakur doesn't. Tank can fight in the pocket even with shots coming back at him. Shakur doesn't. Shakur's defense is incomplete as far as they say it is. I would disagree with you as far as the defense, but countering in between shots, I agree. I agree with that. Tank does that often and very good. I see Shakur do that at times too, but I definitely think that that Tank throws with you more. I definitely agree with that. GTD don't leave it up to the referees. You're right. He don't. Exile, you right about that. Listen, I see OG Val in here. Hold up.
Oh my God.
You know I got to bring the OG Val up here. Hold up. The OG. OG Val.
What's up, Najee? What's up, Najee?
What's going on, Val?
What's
What's
good,
going
Rod
on, Val?
Podcast? Senior, Squeeze, Kenny, Calvin, Tank. What's happening?
My God, Val, what's up?
What's
OG
up, man? Hey,
Val
man,
in the building.
I'm going to say it like this here, Najee. Coach Kenny tried to get to y'all when he made that statement. If the fight go 12 rounds, he going to leave boxing. He letting you know right there. The fight go 12 rounds, Tank losing. Only way Tank can win this fight is with a knockout. And guess what? Shakur ain't getting knocked out. He ain't getting knocked down. If he get hurt, it's understandable because he fighting the hardest puncher at 135. And another thing I want to say, everything that we saying about what Tank Davis doing, who he putting to sleep, they're not A-level, buddy. We ain't seen that yet. We ain't seen the A-level yet. Everything we seen Shakur do, rarely get punched, dominate rounds. We ain't seen it against A-level. We haven't seen that yet. So this is two A-level fighters that's going to be debuting for the first time towards one another. So it's more like a mystery to everybody. Everything that you're saying about your fighter Tank, you seen it against quality opponents that ain't on Shakur level. Everything that we say, that Shakur supporters seen what Shakur do that ain't on Tank level. Now, if you can't agree with that, then you really, really don't know boxing. So we can't keep making these comparisons when the guys that Tank doing this to is not no Shakur Stevenson, my guy. Frank Martin is not a Shakur Stevenson in no world. And I'll never be in no world. Shakur been having them gloves on long as Tank been having them gloves on. Tank been having them gloves on as long as Shakur been having them gloves on.
Hold on. I was about to say, Squeeze, don't run when OG Val get here. Squeeze, don't run when Val get here.
Yeah, he ran on purpose. It's all good. Squeeze, no, I got
Nah,
love for him.
I'm messing
I
with
got
him.
love for him. That's my Christian brother. That's my Jesus Christ brother.
Hey, me and Mr. Val, we good. He cleared some stuff up for me. He say he'll never disrespect a man that disrespect him. And that's all I can ask for. And I appreciate that Mr. Val is behind his guy 1000%.
Facts.
And people get mad over those things. No.
Yep.
When we get in the ring, prove to Mr. Val. That's all he's asking.
Might not
That's
say
it.
it. He might not say
He's
it.
telling you what his fighter capable of doing.
Don't do that,
I
Senior.
may
Don't
not
do that.
agree with it.
Val
And you
might
gotta
be
look at you gotta look at the flip side. He's not down in Tank. He's
No,
just
sir.
saying his guy is a better guy in this fight. I'm not down in Shakur. See, it's a flip or flop. I'm gonna go with the attributes that my guy has. He gonna go with the attributes that it's just like a football team.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like a football team.
That's Super Bowl time.
Who's the strongest team?
Yeah,
So
that's Super Bowl time. The best two is there in the Super Bowl.
and so I totally agree. I might don't agree with Mr. Val assessments, but I agree with him saying he's behind his guy 1000%. And
Yeah,
I'm tired of all
the
the
assessments though. I can't agree with the assessment because I ain't even begin the assessment. I'm just breaking the reality down. The reality is
I've been hearing the assessments. You know, this ain't our first time on the dance floor. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, Najee pulling the fans up right now, Squeeze, you taking all my time. See, in a minute, I ain't gonna have no time. See, you on the channel. Let me go ahead and get my time in. And then
Go ahead, Val. Go ahead, OG.
You know what I'm saying? Because in a minute, Najee gonna be saying, all right, Val, we gotta get somebody else on.
Go ahead,
I ain't saying nothing. You know what I mean?
He right. Go ahead, OG.
Yo,
go ahead, OG.
Uncle Val. Man, you go back and forth, Uncle Val, but I love you, Uncle Val. I got nothing but love for you, Uncle Val.
Hey, but the fact is that one thing that we can recognize and realize, we want to see that fight because at 135, these is the best two skilled fighters at 135 that's been doing this thing at the same time since they was about 6-7 years old, man. And that's a fight we want to see. I'm leaning towards my guy for once because he's my guy. For two is everybody don't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole factor in boxing. Every opponent is not getting knocked out. And if knockout is the only way that you plan to win this fight, because every Tank Davis fan I hear, including his coaches, saying that he's gonna sleep Shakur. Coach Kenny said if he don't sleep him, he through with boxing. He letting you know that if he don't sleep him, Tank will not win that fight because Tank's supposed to sleep him. He can't see Shakur going 12 rounds with Tank. Because if Shakur go 12 rounds with Tank, that means Shakur doing something that is winning for him. And one thing we know about Shakur that he got that win factor. All he does is win. And he does it 12 rounds. He done did it 10. He done did it 6. But he does it more level on the 12-round level. He can take you the distance and win the fight, whatever you got. So that's something that we're experiencing doing. Tank is sleeping everything. The last time we seen him go in the late rounds that he knocked out somebody was Mario Barber. Everything else is gone in 6. Maybe
Gamboa got stopped in the
5,
show.
4, 2 fights.
Yep.
2 fights. But we went 12 rounds, about 10, 12 fights. Matter of fact, 12 fights.
Because you don't get anybody out of there.
We have experience. No, that ain't the point I'm mentioning. We can't mention the opponents because we already agreed that neither opponents is A-level. Tank opponent's not A-level. Shakur opponent's not A-level. But when they face each other, they both gonna be facing A-level fighters. So my point is this here. We have 12-round experience over Tank Davis. That's a whole fact. You can't even argue that. It ain't Tank's fault that he knocking people out. People love to see knockouts.
Val,
But what people that see in knockouts is missing. What they missing is that your fighter hasn't been 12 rounds. He don't.
Val, let me ask you this real
those.
quick, Val. Before I got to move on, let me ask you this. We was all given percentages. They gave 80-20 Tank's way. What's your percentage as far as how you see the win going?
65-35 Shakur way.
No, you ain't supposed to be messing with drugs on a Sunday, Uncle Val.
No drugs, no drinking, baby. No drugs, no drinking. 21 years, no drugs, no drinking, baby.
That's right. All right, OG, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Ride Podcast, stay up, man. Y'all ain't going nowhere but up, man.
Shout out to you, Uncle Val.
Shout out, Uncle Dude.
All right, Squeak.
All right, Uncle.
Yo, listen, everybody, listen. Please, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Yo, y'all got a little bit more time to take a couple more?
Man, we rocking. We rocking.
All right, cool. Yo, listen, bear with me, y'all. My bad. It's a lot of people back here. I got you. Hold up. Let me get Onye Kachi. Onye Kachi?
Onye Kachi Jennifer. Onye Kachi Jennifer.
Yeah, let me get Onye Kachi up here. What's up? You got the blue on. What's up? How you doing?
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Onye Kachi. I'm calling from Nigeria.
What's going on?
Nigeria.
Yeah, GTD all day, every day. Okay. So I have a lot of things I want to contest, right? Cigar Talk, you made mention of a lot of things, and one of them is that in Tank's fight, we have seen him take 1 or 2, or probably 1 to 3 rounds off, right? Before he starts unleashing on his opponents. But I want to dispute that. So the reason being that if you look at Tank's fight from, like, let's just look at Tank's opponents or fight for the past 6 opponents, right? You see that Tank fights in different styles, depending on who he's fighting. So in this case, okay, you understand that he took like 3 rounds off from Frank Martins, yes. And if you look at that fight, Frank didn't win the entire 3 rounds. I watched that fight over recently, and I saw what Tank was doing. Tank was putting mental pressure on Frank. The same thing he did to Mario Barrio. He won them mentally even before knocking them out, right? And then look at Tank versus Ryan Garcia. he started early. Unfortunately for Ryan, Ryan came off like a dog in the first round, and he didn't go well with him. And he didn't take away any round. If you look at from that round one, okay, Ryan only won first round. He didn't win round two. Round two was when the knockdown came in, right? Round three, Tank started unleashing with styles in different ways, right? So the same thing comes to when he's going to be Shakur. Now, Shakur, you've never seen him make any adjustment. Look at all his fights. Yes, you would say that you would think that okay, probably he's defensively responsible in the sense that he uses his feet, right, for defense. But at the same time, there were two opportunities for Shakur to make an adjustment. But in those two fights, he failed. Now, those fights were one, Edwin De Los Santos. Edwin De Los Santos, yes, we can argue that his hand was hot, but at the same time, go back to when Tank's hand was hot on what's it called, on a cruise, as a cruise fight. What adjustment did Tank made? He started boxing with one hand in different styles, slipping punches. Do you understand? Giving different angles. But look at when Shakur's hand was hot in Edwin De Los Santos. What did he do? He started running backward. Do you understand? So invariably, his defense is actually using his feet. Do you understand? But he doesn't give angles. He only moves backward. Do you get it? Now look at this guy would have actually been the easiest fight for him, which is this guy Otton. Right? But he could not, apart from knocking out, we all knew, if you go back to Shakur's fight from amateur, you will see that Shakur is not a power puncher. We agree, there's no problem with that. Do you get it? But don't present yourself like you're a killer. Do you understand? I think that is where he overpromises and under-delivers. Do you get it? And fans will start attacking him. So, but in this fight between Tank versus Shakur, see, in any scenario that was going to play out, Tank is going to win. Let me tell you why. Okay, two things. We cannot agree that if there's going to be a knockout, it's going to be Tank, right? No argue. There's no contention, right? But when it comes to what about the boxing aspect of it, remember that Tank is a power puncher. So at every point, regardless of what Shakur is going to throw, he will always think twice before even throwing whether it's going to be a jab or even throwing his right hand. Do you understand? So he will always be scared. So in that case, for any time, Shakur will definitely be scared of throwing punches because he doesn't know what is coming back. Do you understand? There was something that Tank said in a complex. He said all other fights, apart from what's his name, Romero, Ryan Garcia, that every other fight he made. See, there was a sign he made like this. That means he's going straight at them. There won't be any, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. There won't be any form of trying to think backward to know, what should I, if I throw my punch to this guy, what is going to come back at me? Do you understand? But what it means is that Shakur does not have anything to keep Tank off. So it's going to be straight fight. It's not, I don't think GTD is going in there to box with any of them, whether it's Devin Haney or whether it is Shakur. So that is what I'm going to say. Thank you.
All right. First of all, I appreciate everything you said. You was cooking up here. You definitely know your boxing. You was up here cooking. I would have to dispute the point. I mean, I agree with most of what you said. Just as far as if it's a knockout, we know what it's going to be. Tank can also box. The only thing is, I would disagree that I feel like Shakur has enough power to keep Tank honest. I don't think he got enough power to just come in there and hurt Tank or like he gonna stagger him. No, but I think I've never seen nobody just be able to, outside of De Los Santos when his power hand was hurt, I never seen nobody be able to just walk in the front door on Shakur and just walk in like they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because he been able to counter you enough that he gonna be able to keep you honest. So that's what I think is it'll at least keep Tank honest enough that he ain't gonna just be walking up in there like not disregarding anything that he got coming back. But I agree with damn near most of what you said though.
Let's
Senior. Go ahead, Senior.
She took that season that she was talking about That's from the motherland. That's that motherland season that she sprinkled on there.
She put the dollar for me. She put the dollar for me just now.
I got squeezed in the back. He said he got a phone call and got knocked out. He can't get back in. It's 2-4.
All right, hold on. Let me get yo, my bad. I gotta knock the last person out because I gotta get squeezed back up, y'all. So pardon me. We gotta get squeezed back up. So my bad. Tell him to try again now. Yo, Squeeze, if you're here, try again, brother. Yeah, go ahead, Onye. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. Okay, just like you said, apart from Edwin De Los Santos, I know other opponent of Chico Steven has been able to knock on that door, right? But the fact remains that these guys are not Tank. They can never be Tank. That's for a fact. Do you understand? One, ring IQ, another thing again, power punch, right? And the mental pressure Tank put on his opponents. So we need to put those into considerations when we are analyzing Tank versus Shakur.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You making some good valid points.
Cook it.
Making some valid points. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Somebody called me and knocked me out, man. That's why I don't like doing it on the phone.
No,
yo, listen, she was cooking. I can't listen. It ain't nothing I can say to that. She cooking. Right.
The women know boxing too over here at the Rise podcast.
I love it. I love it. Hold on. Let me get Durval. Get my man Durval. Yo.
You can hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, brother. What's up, man?
We hear you.
Respect to all of y'all. Najee, I respect what you got going. I'm a big fan, bro.
Thank you, brother.
In terms of everything, I'm not gonna lie. I don't see a scenario. I got a lot of respect for Shakur, but I don't see a scenario where he wins. Najee, this is for you. Like, I really feel like you gotta think about it. We know how boxing is. It could be politics. And I think Shakur defense is like tough. But if Tank is like the aggressor for most of the fight, I don't see a scenario where Shakur could like, cause he don't like trade. Shakur don't like to trade much. And like Shorty was saying, like with the mental pressure that Tank is gonna put on him, I feel like he gonna be a little hesitant. And I feel like that's gonna be his downfall. Not only the power, everybody's saying, "Oh, Tank gotta knock him out." Oh, I don't see it. I could see it going 12. I got respect for Shakur, where I could see it going 12, but that don't mean that it's gonna go his way for me if it goes 12. I feel like that's like a misconception that everybody got. I could see it going 12 and like Tank being an aggressor and dominating the fight for real. But that's my opinion. I don't know if I agree.
You say you could see it going 12 in your dreams or while you was awoke?
Listen, OG. If I'm being honest, I got tanked by KO. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's impossible for it to go 12. I feel like that's where a lot of people, like, I got enough respect for Shakur where I could see him running and getting on that bicycle. But at the same time, that's not gonna work. People saying, oh, if he like all right, for example, people like Shakur hand was hurt against De Los Santos, and it probably was. But I've heard him say, like, yo, if I fought that same fight against Tank, y'all gonna say this was like a masterclass. So that goes to show like his mentality. He's like, that's the type of fight he'll probably fight against Tank. We all pretty much know that. And I feel like I watch his defense. He has great defense. And I'm a Tank fan. He got a good defense. But I don't think that's necessary. Like, if he's not beating Tank up, like if he's not trading and actually putting hands on Tank, he's not winning that fight. I just don't see it happening.
I mean, I agree with you in the sense of the politics side. Like, if we see a De Los Santos type of fight, that to me, that's not going to get the job done against the face of boxing. You're gonna have to hit him. You know, there's going to have to be spots where you hitting them clean. And you know, I don't want to say trading because I don't think you necessarily. I think it's stupid to trade against Tank Davis. Anybody, not just Shakur. I think that's a dumb strategy to trade against Tank. But I definitely think there's going to be spots where you're going to have to pick that you got to fight, or else it's going to wind up like we saw Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez.
Exactly.
I thought Teofimo outboxed him, but you didn't do enough to beat the guy that, number one, is the favorite in the A side, but also two is using aggression. So I agree with you from that standpoint, and I could see Tank winning like that too. I agree.
Not here for sure. But now, all in all, like, I'm a big fan. I appreciate y'all for having me up. I listen to all y'all, feel me, all your lives, any little clips, your interviews. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. For real. Big fan.
Appreciate
you. I appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Not for sure.
All right, man. Yo, listen, we got a couple more we gonna do. Listen, I'm trying to get everybody up here. My back is hectic. Trust me, this back room is flooded.
We might have to come back with a part 2 for him. You know what I mean?
Come back with a part 2. Let me get 3 more. We done. 3 more. Y'all cool with that? 3 more?
So let's get
it.
All right. 3 more. Hold on. Jerron Smith, because people sending super chats. I gotta give y'all priority, man. So let me see if I can send the link in the back chat for you, if that works. So you could come up here. I'm trying to get my bad, y'all. This thing is flooded, so I apologize. We might have to do a part 2. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to do a part 2 when this joint drop. You feel me? Jerron Smith, if you see that link, click the link. I'm gonna let you up. All right, yo, we got 3 more, man. I'm sorry. Before the rise, if they, I know they the guests. I don't want to take up too much of their time. So if they leave, I'm gonna stay a little longer just in case y'all want to cook some more. But let me get Rocco, man. Rocco McBride.
My God, Rocco, what's up?
Let me get Rocco in here.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's going on, my guy?
Rocco, what's up, man?
No, chilling. Yo, when I got Shakur got 2 big problems with that fight with Tank. Like Shakur got excellent defense, but I know Squeeze, I know you can attest to this. Shakur defense is good against guys that fight on a rhythm. And the problem is Tank don't fight on a rhythm. So it's hard to defend a guy that's not on the rhythm because you never know where it's coming from. So that's a real big problem for Shakur. And the second problem for Shakur is, if I know this, I know Team Tank knows this, is Shakur is really right-handed. So he got his power hand in the front. So you take away his power hand, his left hand alone, it's not going to beat Tank. So what Tank has to do is watch out for Shakur, his jab and his right hook. That's his power. Tank knows how to take that away from him. So Shakur, to me, he got a lot of problems in that fight. And when you're dealing, especially with the judges, when Shakur touches Tank and it sounds like a 22, and when Tank touches Shakur, it sounds like a 50 caliber, that's going to sway the judges too. So Shakur got some problems.
Well, I mean, Rocco, you make it sound so easy. I don't think it's going to be that easy, number 1. But 2, I think the other part is, if we're talking about the right hand, one of the things, I mean, Shakur has the advantage just in terms of length and size as well, right? So even with that jab, I don't think it's going to be that easy for Tank just to walk in there, without having to, obviously Tank, we've seen Tank take away jabs, but I don't think it's going to be that easy just to dismantle that jab hand, especially with the length that Shakur has on it.
Yeah, but see, what Shakur left is nothing without the right, because his right hand, his strong hand sets up everything, and Tank could get away from a jab by, where he positions himself. And also Tank knows how to see. He's patient. Tank knows that he could do a lot of damage with less. It doesn't take a lot from Tank to damage you. That's why his punch output don't have to be a lot, because he could get a lot done with a smaller amount. So he's real confident in that. And where Shakur, when he got heat coming at him, he doesn't sit down as much. His feet get pity patty. His feet, and so he's going to have a whole lot of problems with that fight. Tank knows how to know where to place himself, know when to slip. You never know where the punches go come. Normally, if somebody throw the jab, they know the right hand is coming, so they catch the right hand. With Tank, he could throw 2 from the same side. He could bring it under. He got so many different things he could do, where Shakur is more of a, he kind of throw the same punches all the time. He just, I just don't see it. And then Tank, when Tank gets hit, he comes to get you. When Shakur gets hit, he flees. So it's going to be real rough for Shakur.
All right. I mean, listen, I respect your opinion, brother. I don't agree, but I respect your opinion for sure.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. All right, fellas. All right.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yo, we got 2 more lined up. Let me get Tando. Tando, what's up, man?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
We hear you, brother. What's up?
Hey, couple things. I feel like a lot of people keep saying Shakur gonna get knocked out, and something about his movement, his footwork, and a lot of comparisons were made to Frank Martin. I'm just curious, in what world is Frank Martin Shakur Stevenson? They're not even close.
a good point.
That's
Senior
my
Squeeze, anybody?
No, hey, guess what? We've been on here chopping it up. When I heard them come on here with their assessment, I'm being respectful. I'm listening to the brother. But if you want me to answer it, the it wasn't a really a comparison. We was just talking about the similarities and what GTD have seen up to date far as movement. I agreed with Cigar Talk, said that Frank Martin had the best movement opponent wise up to date that
Did you notice that
GTD
Frank
has
Martin
fought.
only had one escape? He only went one direction.
Yeah, but he was
Right?
moving around. He was popping the jab very
No,
nice.
but
He was
when he
popping
tried
the
to get
jab
away from
very.
Tank, he went the same direction every time. Very predictable. I'm not gonna say low IQ because again, I mean, that could be what they told him to do. But
Well,
it's
if you go
enough to
back and
come with the
watch
same
the fight,
IQ.
he did go other ways when they told him to make the adjustments. Just go back and watch the fight. But we was talking about comparing to who he faced movement
Yeah,
wise.
footwork. Okay,
You
I get
know,
that.
it wasn't really a comparison of him having footwork of Shakur, which I think is overrated. In my opinion, I think Shakur's defense and footwork is overrated. Shakur is a slick boxer.
Sure.
I totally agree. He's very slick. Now, does he has the best footwork? In my opinion, I don't see it. I don't see him bouncing on his toes like Ali did. Ali stayed on his toes and flicked his jab. Look at that similarity in between Ali's style and Shakur style.
You're
In my
not
book
comparing
and
him to
reference,
people of
that's
his
what I
size, though.
call.
That's not
That's
fair.
what I call. Go ahead, because
I'm sorry. Go
I'm
ahead.
not going to talk like you talking. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to compare. I'm going to say Ali was a mover, stick and mover, great footwork, shuffle. I don't see that in Shakur.
Is it necessary?
No, we talking about, you said he had movement. I was giving you a facsimile on
I feel like, and I mean, let me know if you're done, I guess. But it sounds like you talking about movement, and we was talking about like footwork, etc.
Isn't footwork movement?
Well, I think
Don't you
a lot
gotta
of people,
move to have
when people are
footwork?
talking about Shakur and they talk about movement, they're referring to running, like bicycle, run around the ring. We're not talking about that, are we?
You know what? This is actually an interesting debate because I think Squeeze, you know what's interesting is like when we looking at guys like Ali who excellent footwork. I think now a lot of the fans, or even especially casual fans, call that running today. You know what I'm saying? So that I think is an interesting debate. I would agree with you. I don't think that's running. But I know a lot of people refer to lateral movement in the Ali style today as running.
Oh, okay. He ran against Foreman when he rope a dope.
That's more what I'm getting at, I guess. I feel like people certain things running versus like just how you evade, etc.
I would disagree. I don't think that's running.
I don't think that's running. Floyd used to evade. They called it running. That evading and running, but Floyd stayed in the pocket to counter too with that rolling, that straight down the alley. Plus Floyd would stay in the pocket and shimmy the shoulder and counter off the shimmy. I don't see Shakur doing that. He's not even in the conversation of a Floyd Mayweather type level.
I get you.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? Hello?
Nah, I guess I'm just saying, is that like what's up for debate right now? Are we saying Shakur's, like we talk about Shakur and Tank, right? I mean, I'm confused.
All right. Hold up, man. Yo, I appreciate, because they about to get off. I got one more, but yo, I appreciate you, Tando. Thank you, brother.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question because this is one thing we ain't get to put in the mix throughout the whole debate. Najee.
Yeah.
What's Shakur gonna do about that two-headed monster Tank guy?
Calvin and Kenny.
Cause I don't know if you've been paying attention to the game plans and the videos I've been releasing or Coach Kenny been releasing after the fights where the game plan don't get no better than you can't draw it up no better than that. You go back to the Rolly knockout. He, you know what I mean? He showed you that with the Rolly, with the Ryan Garcia. He showed you that with the Ryan. Then with the Frank, he showed you that. So when you also, that's why I keep telling you, there's no way you can make it a 50-50 because he also you can take the power off the table, but now you can't forget about that two-headed monster back there.
That's a good point. I mean, I definitely think Shakur's grandfather Wally is a great coach as well, in terms of his ability to break down the game and game plan. However, is Shakur going to listen to the game plan also, right? Because I know I saw that last fight. It seemed like Wally was telling him certain things, and Shakur had his own way of seeing it. So we got to see that. But go ahead, you got the finger. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, we seen how discombobulated his corner can get. And that was gonna be another one of my questions because Shakur fought on, he fought some big fights, but them lights can get bright versus a Tank. You know what I mean? Them lights can get bright. You know what I mean? When they cut them lights down and the music start playing, you know what I mean? He come out with whoever he come out with, everybody looking to see what he got on, and he walk into the ring. Now your heart beating fast. And then when he come in the ring and he make that lap around the ring, he stop in front of your face and look you dead in your eye. Now you know shit real because you're in the ring and y'all on opposite sides of the corner. Now all the talking is out the window. It's time to back that shit up.
Yeah.
And the moment you get frustrated in your corner, this corner gonna look, say we got him. Look what they doing. You know what I mean? So how can it be a 50-50? There's too many different variables for it to be a 50-50 because we just seen the last fight, his corner giving him instructions. He out there doing his own goddamn thing. What he want to do? He the coach. He the fighter.
Saying it's 50-50 is saying like Bobby Brown and Luther Vandross is on the same level talent wise.
Nah, you squeeze you over here, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You
made me do it. You the one made me do it. Not on the You did it. You drew first blood. You did it. But I gotta get up off it. My phone gonna die, man. I'm trying to hold it on.
Yo, listen, man. I appreciate y'all brothers for pulling up, man. I'm grateful. Thank you. It was a super dope episode. As the fight starts to keep getting rolling, we're gonna have to do more shit together. We're gonna have to do it again, man. So thank y'all brothers for pulling up, yo.
Rob, no, appreciate you for the platform. Shout out to everybody that came through. And I just want to say, man, it's not a 50-50 fight. We gotta see the fight. No matter where you put the numbers at, who you put the favorite, who you got winning. Boxing needs this fight. Most important, throughout the conversation, whatever, we need to see this fight. If this is for the fans, we need to see this fight. And I think talking about it is going to build up more, you know what I mean, more get the ball rolling more for us to see this fight.
Absolutely. I agree. Yo, Senior, thank you, brother. It was great chopping it up with you. Squeeze, likewise, man. It was great chopping it up with you. I like you hit the Ray Charles with the glasses on me. Next time, I'm going to be ready for you. I'm going to have some shit ready for you next time.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you for having us.
Peace.
All right, later. Yo, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm gonna still come let other people come cook, man. Still a lot of people. I got the whole backstage still lit. So if you want to come up and cook, I'm gonna drop the link one more time. It's been a dope episode, man. We pushing for this fight. One of the biggest fights in boxing. Shakur versus Tank. Tommy, what's popping? Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
No, pretty good. I wanted to get on when these two dudes were on. There's been a lot of comments just like on any box video, not only just like tonight, but about Tank sleeping him. I don't think he's going to land anything on him. And it's going to be one of those fights that we look at where we're going to say it looked a lot like Canelo and Mayweather. And I think he's going to get frustrated, that being Tank. I think he's going to get frustrated. He's not going to be able to land anything on him. And the thing is, there's going to be times, I think, later on in the fight where he's going to actually start backing Tank up like Mayweather did Canelo. The reason I say that is because he's going to get frustrated and none of those power shots aren't going to land. But there was a couple things I wanted to say to those guys. It was something about the resumes, but people want to bash on Shakur's resume for some reason. He's a 3-division champ. He's unified in one of those divisions, right? And he's calling out everybody, but Tank's really only got a belt that he won in one division, and that's at 130, and it was against, who was it? Was it like Santa Cruz or Pedraza?
Well, definitely beat Pedraza for a belt. But hold on, I can't say only one division though. I can't say that with just one division as far as the belt is concerned.
Well, now he's a champ at 135. He beat Frank Martin, but they gave him the title. I mean, you could say it was a vacant title. He could have won it against Frank, but
Shakur got a vacant title at 135 also. So I can't just, we got to count those also, to be fair. I feel like we got to count those as well.
All right. I mean, he beat Yoshino for the belt, right? Or no, he didn't. He beat De Los Santos.
No. I think he beat Yoshino for the vacant, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was for the vacant title.
I don't know. I think he beat De Los Santos for that vacant title. Go ahead, answer the door. But
I gotta double check that.
But okay, based off resume, let me have a question for you, Cigar. Who do you think actually has a better resume? Because people bash on Shakur's resume, but we don't really bash on Tank's resume.
I think Tank got the better resume right now as it stands. Tank's been in longer, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like Tank's resume is better than Shakur's. When I'm looking at, he beat Pedraza, undefeated fighter at the time. Pedraza was, I think we can't look at Pedraza just now as opposed to who he was at the time he fought him. Because remember, at that time also, Tank wasn't the favorite against Pedraza. He wasn't the favorite. Pedraza was actually the favorite on the betting odds. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give him that. I think the Mario Barrios fight was a big win. I think especially him going up to 140. I think that was a big win for him. Leo Santa Cruz was cool. I thought I liked the Urielkas Gamboa win as well. So I would say I think right now as it stands, I feel like Tank has the better resume.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you don't agree? You don't agree?
I don't agree with it. I will say the Pedraza. One thing you said was like you gotta take the fight at what it was that time. I mean, if Pedraza was undefeated, I know he beat Tevin Farmer. That was a good win. But the other dudes that you mentioned, who was it? Gamboa was old. Tore his Achilles like second round or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he already been beat up multiple times by everybody at that point of his career. And then you said Mario Barrios. The thing about that fight, and a lot of people don't talk about it, is he actually had a rehydration clause in that fight. So, I mean, there's just little things here and there about every one of these opponents. Even the Ryan Garcia, I mean, he had a rehydration clause, but there's just certain A-side things that, go into his resume. I think Shakur's got the better resume, in my opinion. He beat a prime Oscar Valdez, undefeated, to unify that division. Jamel Herring's a good fighter. He beat a Hall of Famer, Carl Frampton. 126, he beat Joet, I think was undefeated. And then at 135, Yoshino was a good contender. Edwin De Los Santos, no one's going to fight that guy right now. I don't think anyone's going to hop in there right now. Any big names with De Los Santos. But in my opinion, dude, I think, honestly, De Los Santos could beat everyone on Tank's resume.
I mean, I think De Los Santos is a really good fighter, but he never fought Carl Frampton, so I can't.
No. I'm talking about Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring.
Oh, you're saying Jamel, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a decent win. That was a good win. I think Oscar Valdez is probably the magnum opus on the resume, as far as that is concerned. But I think, I just feel like Tank has been in longer. So he definitely, to me, has the more quality opponents. But I agree, though. I think Edwin De Los Santos is a very good fighter. I didn't like, the way Shakur was hurt during that fight. So,
Right.
That's what we saw. But I would like to see, I told Kenny that as well, I would like to see Tank versus De Los Santos next. I feel like De Los Santos hasn't had a fight since then. I think he's a really good fighter. That's a fight I'd really love to see.
I mean, I would like to see it too, but I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, I don't even know what route they're going right now, but if they go up to 140 and fight Ryo, I think that's BS, because when Haney had a belt at 140, they didn't want to go up to 140 to fight him. But for Mario Barrios, I mean, they go do it. There's always a catch to it. They're not going to fight the guy at the moment. They're going to maybe fight him, when they've seen him, have some weaknesses and stuff like that. Like, I think the Lomachenko thing, yeah, Lomachenko ducked, but what about all them years that he was calling Tank out? And then you have interviews with Mayweather going on there saying, we're not going to fight him right now, and actually verbally say, we're going to wait till he gets older to fight Lomachenko. But, I mean...
Yeah, Floyd did say that.
Regardless, he's ducking, though. Lomachenko's ducking now. And if he's going to continue to do that, he should just cough up the belt, let the division grow. But I think Tank versus Shakur is the best fight. I don't think we're going to see it right now, unfortunately. I want to see it, but I think Shakur is going to win that fight 8-4, 9-3. And it's going to be a boxing clinic, in my opinion.
Man, all right. Yo, Tommy, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Hey, man. Take it easy.
All right. Let me get Weeble? Is that how you say it? My bad, y'all. The stage is packed. I'm trying to get to everybody who's the closest, up.
What's happening?
What's up? Is Weeble?
Yeah, this me. What's happening with you?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I just feel like me personally.
What you think about the show? What you think about everything today, man?
Man, I've been watching this shit. I stay watching your shit, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Me personally, man, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Tank got more tools to come to the job with. You know what I'm saying?
Break it down. Which tools you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Say you got two heads of the crew on the job, right? You got Shakur, the head of a crew. You got Tank, the head of a crew.
Yep.
They're gonna put Tank on the harder job because he got the best tools. But they both gonna get the job done. It's two jobs that need to get done. I feel like they're gonna put Tank on the harder job because he got the most tools, the better tools. They're gonna put Shakur on the, it's a hard job, but it's a little easier than the job Tank got because Tank got the better tools. You see what I'm saying? I get
the analogy, but I'm saying, what tools do you feel like boxing tools that Tank got that Shakur don't?
I feel like Tank got more options. He got every tool that is that you need. I feel like Shakur, he only known for defense. I never, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he got a couple combinations. He do his thing, but I feel like Tank got more options. I done seen him fight all kind of ways. I only seen Shakur fight like one way. You see what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I would disagree with that. I think like when I saw him like earlier on in his career, like when he fought Jeremiah Nakatila and he used lateral movement and everybody said he was boring. I remember Timothy Bradley on the broadcast was like, yo, that was boring. I was going to fall asleep, blah, blah, blah. So I've seen fights where I saw Shakur use lateral movement to win the fight. Lately, I feel like with the exception of De Los Santos, I feel like he ain't really been moving like that. He kind of be walking forward, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's
okay.
in mid-range.
What you think about this? I hear people saying, you know what I'm saying, not Tank, but Shakur needs to start making people pay. So you think if he start listening to people and get off his game, how he fight, and start trying to counter Tank, how would you think that'll go?
I mean, I agree with that. I definitely want to see Shakur making people pay more. I definitely see times where he does it. I've seen him do it a bunch of times, but I feel like for his game to go to the next level, that's a part of it, right? And that's what we saw from Floyd. And that's the point I was making to the Rise podcast brothers earlier, which was when you don't gotta be a super knockout puncher to get respect when you're a great counter puncher. Because counter punching is the shit that you can't see that's gonna sting you enough that it make you hesitant. It make you know, like, all right, cool. I threw this jab, motherfucker came over the top, bow. I didn't see it. It kind of make you a little hesitant now to throw that same jab like that because you like, all right, I just got caught with some shit I didn't see. So I think Shakur to go to the next level, I would agree with that. You gotta make them pay. You can't just make them make mistakes and miss. You gotta make them pay.
Do you think if he get on that, because he make people pay sometimes, but
if he listen to people like and start trying to do that more, and especially against Tank, do you think they would get him off his fight and mess him up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not fight his fight.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got to be selective with Tank because that boy can make you pay. You feel me? So
Yeah.
you definitely got to be selective. But I think, I think Shakur does a good job of like, I heard Drake say this one time. Drake said, the best advice I got was don't take no advice. And
Okay.
I fuck with that because it's like, yo, I got here doing what I do, and I'm going to listen to that. I don't care what nobody else say. And I kind of feel like Shakur has a similar attitude sometimes. Maybe not with people in his internal circle. I feel like he listens to them.
I like Shakur.
Everybody else, I think he kind of just be like, whether it's good advice or not.
Yeah.
Disregarding, like, that's what I think.
I like him, but I just feel like, man, I done seen Tank do it all. You know what I'm saying? I done seen him do, like, I feel like Shakur probably ain't pulled everything out of his bag yet. I feel like Tank done pulled more stuff out of his bag than Shakur have. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I also think, like I told the last guy, I think Tank has had the harder opposition. Somebody like Shakur, he, if I can get the job done and make it easy, I'm gonna get the job done. It's like I ain't gonna use the tools, like you brought up the toolbox. I ain't bringing out the sledgehammer if I only need the regular hammer. I ain't gonna bring out the sledgehammer. I feel like Tank is gonna bring out the sledgehammer no matter what the job is.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with it.
I agree. Listen, I'm not mad at anybody who say that Tank win because, man, that's a bad motherfucker. So I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man, for letting me on here, man. I'll be checking all your shit out, bro.
Yo, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right. Yo, let me get Carl Brown. Carl Brown, what's up?
Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me get over here. I'm at my daughter cheerleader. I'm about to tell you right now. Hold on. My bad. I ain't want the noise to interrupt. But I do want to put my input. I've been waiting for a long time, brother. Yo, all right, look. I'm going to make mine short and simple. Like, a lot of people not even talking of, it's not even the fact that Shakur and the defense that they talking about. From what I see, like, Shakur don't punch on the move. And that's why I ain't even going front. I giving Shakur a hard time to even beat Frank Martin. Like that, it sounds good to a lot of people with the defense. Go back and look at every Shakur fight. Shakur don't swing unless you standing there. I never seen Shakur punch on the move like Tank do, like on the move, like with power, accuracy, like. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not a Shakur hater. I'm from North New Jersey. I live out here in PA. But don't see like what everybody else see. Like, and then you gotta think, people gotta take this in consideration too. Everybody that Shakur been fighting, I really gotta say they've been on the same level of the people that Keyshawn been fighting. I didn't see Shakur getting there with no threat. But I be hearing a lot of panels, and I ain't gonna say no names. I hear a lot of panels be screaming out, "Tank go fight this guy." Tank already took on the biggest hitters. So Tank been in the fire, and Shakur just haven't. Like Shakur probably will beat Tank, but I just can't see it though. I just can't see.
I would have to disagree
Shakur,
with you.
and then they say outbox him.
I would have to disagree with you. I think that Tank has the better resume. I would agree with that. But I can't say he's fought the A-level guys like that either. I mean, we haven't seen the Tank versus Loma. You know what I'm saying? I would say, I think Ryan Garcia is definitely a good opponent. But we haven't seen him against Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, the other guys that were considered A-level around him. So I can't necessarily, say I would agree with that point, even though I think his resume is better than Shakur's resume.
Right. And that's my only point. Like, I haven't seen, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, when I look at Shakur fight, I see the same exact combinations. They say Tank fight the same type of similar guys. I gotta say Shakur fight the same type of, like, I didn't see nothing. I ain't see Shakur fight different type of guys. I just didn't see that. I seen Shakur fight the same level of guys that they supposed to put Keyshawn, like Yoshino. The only thing that made Yoshino stand out was his undefeated record. He was slow, flat-footed, swinging like. And then when people say Shakur going out, y'all gotta think Tank could box. Let's just take away Tank power. We talk about Tank boxing skills is A level, and I don't think nobody gonna say I'm lying about that. Like, name a shot that anybody at Tank fought, and we can't sleep on Frank Martin. Frank Martin was sleeping. Frank Martin. It was to the point that people were saying, "Let Frank Martin get a punch off on you, and Frank will put you out." And we've seen it time and time again. Frank ran some shots on Tank. I was scared that Frank could knock Tank out, but I knew Tank could knock Frank out too. But all I'm saying, I just see like 3 different type of combinations that Shakur rolls, and I don't see nothing else. He got the uppercut, he got the overhand on left, he got the jab, and of course the body work. I just don't see like enough that Tank gonna be thinking. Shakur don't move and catch somebody with a left hook or hit him with a body and then come up with a. I don't see that. You got to be standing there in front of Shakur. I just don't. And I swear to God, bro, I love boxing. I just been waiting for a platform to say that part because nobody never say that. It's not the fact that Shakur be jumping out of the way. I like that he jump out the way like that. I think that takes skills to be able to jump out the way and do that. But I'm talking about when Tank take your best shot and swing with you, Tank got too many like overhands or body shot left hook. Like Tank got that. I never, and nobody can see.
Damn. Okay. Boy, cut off. But I mean, I think it was some validity to what he was saying. I think Frank Martin would get beat by Shakur pretty, I'm gonna say easily, but pretty decisively. I don't see Frank Martin being able to beat Shakur at all. Also, he, when we're talking about Shakur's resume, we gotta take into account what's going on too. The kid been getting ducked. It's not like, one is you have to consider the landscape and the context around the resume, right? Like we can't just say resume. You got to look at the context around the resume, which is he been calling out William Zepeda. William Zepeda been ducking. He called out Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz was ducking. He called out Frank Martin and had a verbal agreement. Frank Martin backed out of that fight. So, again, you have to, I'm just saying is, again, we're not making excuses, but you have to bring context around the points that you're making as well. So, like I said, I keep it real 100%. I think that Tank Davis, as of right now, has a better resume. Jerron Smith, my bad, bro. I've been trying to get you. You know what? I'm gonna do what I gotta do now. I'm gonna when you give a super chat and you want to come on, you gotta put your email too, and I'll send you the link in the email direct. Because if I put the link in it just gets so full that I can't even get nobody up. So my bad, bro. I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thank you.
Oh no, definitely, man. I appreciate what you do for the sport and everything. I like the show today. You had a good show. I just wanted to make a few points that I don't think nobody really have been looking at. When y'all was talking about the feet, I admit Shakur has faster feet than Tank, but I feel like Tank has quicker feet. So when I say that, what I'm saying is when you go back and look at the Tank and Pitbull Cruz fight, when he had one hand, and because I'm gonna go to Shakur fight when he had one hand. When he had one hand, he had to use his feet. The quickness and how he was able to turn Pitbull. My problem with Shakur fighting Tank is when Shakur had one hand and it was only up to his feet, when he turned, he was in the ring with De Los Santos, who can turn with him. He wasn't able to get off. Every time he turned, De Los Santos turned with him, and he got back on the bike and had to reset. So my question to you is, when you in there with somebody like that, because Tank is going to be able to turn with them, when Tank turns with them and Tank let go, because like Tank said a while back, everything all good when you shooting them guns, but when them bullets come back at you, how you gonna react? That's my whole thing. Tank has been touched. He's walked through fire just to get his shots off. We never seen Shakur really get touched flush, as you said earlier. We don't know how he reacts. We've seen Tank stay calm. under fire. We seen Shakur get frustrated just because either he got a fighter standing in front of him that he can't get out the way and art him, or he got a fighter that's moving that he can't catch up with in De Los Santos. You see what I'm saying?
I was with you until that. I don't think I would disagree that he was frustrated in terms of the actual fight. I mean, I think with Artem, he was definitely frustrated in terms of just trying to get a KO. I don't think he was frustrated necessarily with the fight. And then even with Santos, I didn't really feel like he was that frustrated because he, I think he was content just boxing a boring fight to get the win. I think the frustration more came from people booing or whatever the case was. But I would agree with you. Tank has been through that fire and has shown on multiple occasions that he could come through that fire. And even what Kenny Ellis said earlier, we see what happens if Tank is down, what he could do to get out from being down. If Shakur is down, what can he do to get out from being down? And that's definitely a question that we don't know right now. So I would agree to that effect.
And that's all I was just trying to get to. And then the other point of when I was saying frustrated, I mean as far as when you're in the corner and your coach is talking to you. We seen the frustration come from him when he wasn't listening. When Tank was in the corner, we heard Coach Calvin say, "Stop playing and go get him." And the first thing Tank said is, "What am I doing?" It's a difference between the student and then you have a little bit of ego. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I definitely saw that in the last fight again. Is every fight, it's hard to say that because we also looking at, Shakur fights on ESPN. Correct. 9 out of the 12 rounds is commercials during the thing. So we not really hearing most. It's not like, how Tank, one of them other guys, when you fighting on them networks, there's no commercials. They show you every round what they saying in between. Shakur, we only get the 3 rounds of what they talking about because it's on ESPN. So I agree with you. What I saw in that last fight with his grandfather, it definitely felt like his grandfather was telling him one thing and he was doing another thing. And he's trying, he's doing what he sees in there. So I agree with you from that standpoint for sure. But I've definitely seen times where they've been in the corner telling Tank stuff and he not really paying attention. Like he looking all over in the crowd and talking to people and they like, yo, Tank, pay attention, da-da-da. I feel like that was more before than now, like 5 fights ago or so. I haven't seen him really do that recently. But I agree with you. I think that's a good point in terms of just the corner and stuff like that.
Well, I just want to say salute to you, man. I appreciate everything you do for the sport. I'm always watching, and I just hope you continue to get bigger and bigger, man. Much blessings to you.
I appreciate you, dog. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yo, man, I'm gonna take a few more, man. We've been here 3 hours and some change. Let me take a few more. Let me get Jalon Reed. Yo.
What's good, Najee?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
It's all good. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good. Was you tuned in for the show today?
Yeah, I caught like the last hour of it. We was talking resumes. I don't think there's really no comparison between Tank and Shakur for real. I mean, Shakur's a good boxer and everything, but he ain't been tried. He ain't been tested like Tank. He don't have the experience. I don't think he's better than him in no way, honestly. Like the ring IQ, the power. I think Tank is a better boxer, honestly, and he got power. You know what I'm saying? To beat Tank, I think you got to have power to keep him off you. Shakur don't got the power to keep Tank off of him, keep him honest, or keep him at a distance. You understand what I'm saying? Like Tank, we seen in his last fight against Frank Martin, phenomenal boxer. Frank was boxing the shit out of him for the first 6-7 rounds until Tank, you know what I mean, walked him down, cut the ring off. Shakur don't know how to cut the ring off. Shakur don't know how to come forward and put the pressure on you and make you have to fight his fight. I think against Frank, Shakur wins. Against the Isak Cruz, against those guys, but Tank is a different beast. I think Tank got the power. He got the ring IQ. He got counter punching, and just the overall experience at that level. Shakur never been there before. He don't know what it's really like. The fight week, the build up, the promo. 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 in the building, however many gonna be there. I don't think Shakur is ready for that. I don't think Shakur will ever be ready for that until Tank's probably like 35 years old or something crazy. But I just think Tank is on a whole nother level.
I would definitely disagree with you in terms of Frank Martin being a phenomenal boxer. I don't think he's phenomenal, and I say that with all due respect. I think he's a good boxer. But again, if we're looking at the Frank Martin versus Artem fight, Artem was getting busy on him. He arguably lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that I think he's phenomenal. I definitely think that there's a difference between levels, you know, from Shakur and Tank. But in terms of, like you said, just being in that spotlight and having one of them fights, I mean, Tank has the experience 100%. Like, Tank is definitely the more experienced fighter, and to me has the better resume. So, I mean, if we just saying experience, 100%. I don't know if I could say that we said the best boxing skills belong to Tank. I don't know if I would agree with that. But I do think Tank is a tremendous boxer as well.
For sure. And resume wise, like you said, Shakur, he been ducked. He ain't been able to fight the Lomas, you know what I mean, the Devons, the Ryans, etc. Even Teofimo, for what it's worth. I hope he gets back. You know what I mean? And he looked good too. But the Oscar Valdez, I think that was probably his best win. He beat up Jamel Herring convincingly, but Oscar Valdez was prime. He was ready. I fuck with Oscar Valdez. I had Miguel Burchett beating Oscar Valdez before that fight. And, you know, Oscar Valdez showed me some shit, and then Shakur beat him. So, you know, we'll see. But Tank and Shakur, I just think, I think Tank is definitely beyond him. And like I said, I don't think to beat a Tank, you got to have power to keep him off you. I don't think a boxer could beat Tank, because Tank is going to walk you down. He's going to cut the ring off. He's going to put the power, put the pressure on you. And with Shakur, he don't really have no lateral movement. It's everything is forward and backwards. Like, his pivots and his side movement ain't really there. You know what I mean? Not for a Tank.
I would disagree with that. I mean, I think in the beginning of his career, he did a lot of lateral movement. People said it was boring, and then that's when I saw him stop really doing that. I think, like I said, is when I watched the Jeremiah Nakatila fight, a guy who hits very hard. You know, Shakur used the lateral movement, and I remember they said he was boring. He got booed there too, I think. And I remember Tim Bradley on the broadcast saying he felt like Shakur was moving too much and it was a boring fight. So I think Shakur has the ability to use lateral movement, but in the last like 5 or 6 fights, I haven't seen him do that.
For surely. And I don't even think the fight happens until Shakur has as much or more to lose than a Tank. Like, commercially, they not selling the same. Even though Shakur is a draw, he's not a Tank draw. But in order for Shakur, I think, to take that risk, the rewards got to be equal or greater. So I don't think Tank will fight a Shakur until Shakur has just as much, if not more, to lose. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can't say that because he's fought guys. Frank Martin don't got as much to lose as Shakur. Frank Martin's never been a champion. So, I mean, I see what you're saying, though. But I would say I feel like, I mean, like I said, I interviewed Tank. He told me out his own mouth, 6 or 7 fight deal, Shakur one of them guys. And I believed him. When I looked at his eyes, I believed him. So I think it's going to go down, man, and I can't wait.
I hope so, too. I hope that 6-fight deal is like a Devin, a Ryan again, maybe at a catch weight. Definitely Shakur, Loma. Shit, Teofimo, if you want to, do a catch weight, too. All those names, all those, the four kings and all that shit that they was talking. I mean, that's still there. I think Tank reigns above them, but they still great. And I don't know, what's the dude's name? Matisse or whatever? Is he at 40?
Sabril Matias? Well, he just got his ass whooped by Liam Pyro, so I don't know if that's gonna happen no more. But
okay. Because I remember they was throwing his name around and all that, and so we'll see. But
I appreciate
you think, man. All right, one more question. You think Tank stays at 35 the rest of his career? Does he move up 40, 47? How far does he go?
I think 40 is the max. I don't think he could go to 47. I think 47 is a different beast in terms of size, in terms of power. Tank's a smaller guy. We saw, to me, his hardest fight was Mario Barrios, and that was a tough fight. That was not an easy fight. I don't care what nobody said. And Mario Barrios at the time was at 140, but I can't really see Tank fighting at 47. I think those guys would be too big for him.
For sure. All right, well, good looking, Najee. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate
you having me on.
Man. All right. Let me get her. They've been asking for him in the chat. Let me bring on Southpaw TV. They asking for him in the chat. I gotta bring up my guy Southpaw TV. Southpaw.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, they asking for you in the chat. Southpaw, they in the chat asking for you, man.
Oh no, I went to go do something, but Hey man, I love your show, man. Best boxing interview in the game, but I didn't realize up until this point just how many Shakur Stevenson posters you probably got in that crib, bro. I had no idea.
Nah, why do you say that? What makes you say that?
I mean, you know, you kind of I love you, bro, but you kind of sound like his lawyer.
No, I mean, I just think it's like, you know, if I'm arguing the affirmative that I think it's a 50-50 fight and everybody's saying it's 80-20 or it's not, it just makes it, you know, I guess it's going to seem like that. But like I said, I'm a big fan of Tank. You know, I've been arguing for Tank for a long time. I just think right now, the conversation, everybody just trying to say that they think Tank's so much better than Shakur. And I think it's actually even.
Let me tell you why. The reason that, you know, a lot of people say that, you know what I mean? And we have seen Gervonta Davis adjust and adapt. And like in Floyd Mayweather's gym, a true champion could adapt to anything. We've seen him adjust to Tar Barrios in a fight that, yeah, was close. Some people say he was losing. Floyd said, yo, you down on unofficial. We've seen him adjust to a taller, bigger man. We've seen him adjust with one hand to Little Pitbull. We've seen him adjust to a mover, Frank Martin, cut off the ring. Something Shakur admitted he don't know how to do. I got to learn how to cut off. How you going to say that out loud? Keep that shit in your head. So we seen Gervonta adjust to so many styles. Shakur last two fights, one was on a Thursday, and one the other people walked out. So come on, it's not even nowhere close superstardom wise. But Gervonta has shown that he could adapt to any fucking, excuse my language, anything in that ring. Shakur said, "quote I need to learn how to cut off a ring." And I mean, come on, man. I mean, in my opinion, it's not even close, bro. I know Shakur Reddy gets touched, so I question if he got a chin because he don't get touched. But I'll give him that. He defensively, you know, smooth. But man, we got to see that chin tested. We got to see him get somebody with some firepower. The only guy he fought with firepower, which was a southpaw, was Edwin de los Santos, and he claimed he had a hand injury. I just think that Gervonta has shown that he could adapt to anything, and Shakur is admitting out loud that he needs to learn how to do something.
I agree with that. I mean, I don't think that's one of the tools Shakur's going to need against Tank is you ain't going to have to cut the ring off to get the Tank because he's going to come to you.
You're right there.
I don't really see him needing that tool to beat Tank because you ain't going to have to look for him. He going to be right there to find you.
People love Tank, though. I feel like people love Tank because he could do a little bit of everything. He could move. Yeah. He could play defense. He could be explosive. He could box, which he don't get credit for. But one thing people appreciate about Tank that Shakur I never seen in my life. Tank will fight you. He will bite down, get up in your chest, and fight you. And we have not seen Shakur do that yet, unless it was against the weakest link at 130. Dude who used to drink every day, admitted it. Drunk DUIs, I forgot his name. Herring. I think dude, yeah, but that's the only time I seen Shakur really bite down and get out on somebody. But other than that, Gervonta has shown that he could adapt. Shakur admitted that he needs to learn how to adapt. That's my take on it. You know what I mean?
Nah, that makes sense. Listen, yeah. I'm a Gervonta fan, so if I got posters, I got posters for both of them. I got posters.
You really a Gervonta fan?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that kid is. I think he's a special fighter. I just think because of that, and because of the knockouts, I think people are sleeping on how special Shakur is. So I just really think like those are the two guys where it's like these are the final. That's how Ray Leonard and Hagler. That's what that is to me. I think it's that level of fighter is like these are the two best guys in the division, and we got to see them go. We need that.
Absolutely. And I feel like Gervonta admitted that he was part of that deal, but people is not sleeping on Shakur, bro. They sleeping at Shakur fights. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, you seen Cameron and Mace. They recorded themselves sleeping, watching a fight. You know what I mean? But much respect to you, man. Best boxing interview in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's all about keeping Shakur down. I'm gone.
Yo, Southpaw, thank you, man. Yo, Southpaw TV is crazy, man. Southpaw is crazy. Yeah, y'all gotta stop saying, Najee, if you didn't need a good relationship with Shakur, you would have to say Tank has the edge on him 100%. So you don't think I need a good relationship with Tank also? Does that make any sense? I know Tank. I've interviewed Tank multiple times. Again, my stance don't got nothing to do with relationships, whatever. I'm keeping it 100 with how I feel about the fight game, bro. That's it. This is how I feel, and I'm saying how I feel. I'm not disrespecting nobody. I ain't coming out of my mouth saying nothing crazy. I'm just analyzing the fight game and letting you know what I see. Let me get Jay Munna. Jay Munna, what's up?
Yo,
what's good, brother?
Yo, this is a touchy subject for the boxing community, man.
It's crazy if you don't agree with people. They say you a hater or I'm biased and this and that because I don't agree with you. I'm biased. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man, but the winner of this fight, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to go with Tank, bro. I'm gonna have to go with
I'm
Tank.
not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Tell me why. Give me the reasoning.
It's just like, for starters, let me start off with this. Every time I watch like somebody who sparred both of them, literally every one of them, they say Tank. So it's like that, and then like I just never seen Shakur fight a guy that has like elite boxing skill with elite power too. Like I never seen that.
There's not really that many guys that got that, to be honest.
Real shit.
You're right.
So it's like,
you ain't see that.
so it's
You're
like
right.
I don't know if you ever watched like guys who spar both of them, like interviewers are asked like, oh, who will win in the fight, Tank or Shakur? All of them say Tank. So it's like, how can I argue with a guy who sparred both of them? Feel me?
I mean, I guess so. You know, I just go off of my eyes, bro, and what I see. I'm right a lot in terms of upsets. Like last night, I told everybody Makhmadov, the big old, I put on Twitter. I say, yo, Vianello gonna upset Makhmadov. Look at it. Everybody, what the hell? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know about boxing. Bro, I just look at what I see, and I'm saying styles make fights. And that's what I'm saying in this fight. I just really feel like it's an even fight. I could see a pathway for both to win. Clearly, there's a path for Tank to win. Clearly, like,
yeah.
And he got two paths. He could stop you, and he could win a 12-round decision as well.
And it's like
Shakur
another
not gonna be
thing.
able to stop Tank.
It's like another thing. Like Tank is the major A side, right? So he's gonna have a smaller ring come fight night. The entire crowd's gonna be on his side, so all the pressure is gonna be on Shakur. So it's like, can he overcome that pressure? Is what I'm saying.
That's a good question. I'm not mad at anybody who thinks he can't. I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. Tank been at this level for a long time. So, you know, I agree with you. I definitely think it's a tall task for sure. For sure.
Yeah, sure. Well, Sha, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you tapping in, dog. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
All right. Yo, Trav, what's popping, Trav?
Bro, what's that word?
What's up, bro?
What's up, man? I came on one time before from Brooklyn, New York. But yeah, I got Tank in this fight too, man.
Yeah, let me know how you see it going.
It's just I think we seen Tank show us way more than what Shakur shown us. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I mean, we can only go off of what we seen. And with Tank, he just got too much, bro. Like you said, you just said it too. He could win a decision. He could win by knockout. I don't think Shakur, unless a miracle happened, he can't knock Tank out. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
I think the best situation it could be a draw if it go to, you know what I mean, to a decision. That's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Just because they gonna want to see it again. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it could be a boring fight. It's so many ways it could go. I just think Tank just got too much, bro. I think, you know, when Mario Barrios was, you know what I'm saying, Tank had to press. Like, he had to walk him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we seen Rolly kind of, I remember when you just said about cutting the ring, Rolly kind of, he kind of made Rolly have to try to cut off the ring and get to him. And he, you know what I mean? He played different games, bro. And I just ain't seen Shakur play them games. Like, I seen one thing. He, you know, maybe Jamel Herring, when he knew he didn't have nothing to really, you know what I mean, get him back with, or he just couldn't get to him. He knew Jamel Herring so good just from the history. You know what I'm saying? I think that he felt comfortable to just get in there and really fight. Like, that was the closest I seen Shakur get to looking like Gotti Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, oh, you biting down. He beat fire out of Jamel Herring. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen that guy since. I thought I was gonna get it with Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Just once I seen certain things in the talent gap, I was like, man, I think Shakur gonna bite down at some point and just start walking this dude down. He just, you know, he ain't give us that. So I don't know, bro. I just think Tank got more. You know.
I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that reasoning and that explanation. I think, like I say, you know, Shakur to me is a minimalist, right? Like he gonna get the if I could come to the job with a wrench and get it done, that's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna come with the sledgehammer and this and that because I could get it done with a wrench.
Yeah.
I just want to see, you know, it's unanswered questions to me. I have to see more from Shakur to be like, okay, do he actually got this in that tool bag? And I agree with you. I don't think nobody's been able to push him enough to have to do anything different than he normally does, other than when he hurt his hand against De Los Santos. But everything else, it was just like, you know, I could be comfortable in that pocket and do what I got to do. Outside, like you said, Jamel, once it was like, you know, Mel don't got enough power to hurt me, then it was like, I'm going to go dog him. But it seemed like anyone else that got enough power to do that, he going to fight more cautious than just go try to dog you.
Yeah, I agree. I just think, Shakur got to, you know what I'm saying? He going to have to fight a perfect fight, bro. It's just the game plan got to be perfect, you know what I'm saying? And I think a few things. I think Shakur can't bank on being smarter than Tank that night. And I think Tank can't bank on landing that one punch against Shakur because we haven't seen that either. You know what I'm saying? So why people say, why you could say, oh, we ain't never seen Shakur just walk people down and just, we ain't never seen him get hit either, though. Not clean, like not nobody being able to just like, no, bro. So it's factors on both sides that I feel like could really make or break that fight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to see it more than once. I think it got to be a trilogy, bro.
I hope so. Unless it's a knockout first round, then probably not. But if it's a close fight, I definitely hope so. And be clear, man. Again, I'm arguing that this is a 50-50 fight. I hate when people come in here saying, yo, you just being biased and da. Yo, I'm giving my opinion on how I see the fight. That's literally how I see it from both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. Fair is fair. You know what I mean?
Nah, for sure. Yo, Trav, I appreciate you though, bro. Thank you.
Salute, my guy.
All right, brother.
Yep.
Yo, let me get Green Villain.
What's up, Nod?
Green, what's popping, brother? What's good? Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
Man, I'm gonna start off, man. I really just want to say shout out to Cigar Talk first off, man.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate you bringing me up. But man, as far as resumes go, man, everybody, let's take away the resumes. Let's take away the power of Tank, and let's just talk about boxing. Period. If you want to say boxing, they've been boxing about the same, about as long as each other have, like as far as the amateurs go and everything else. But what would Shakur do when he in that corner and Wiley Moses tell him you down on the scorecards or this is a close fight? What is Shakur gonna do? Is he gonna reach in his bag and grab something, or is he gonna duck his tail and run? That's the big question about Shakur Stevenson that everybody want to know. What you gonna do when the gun to your head and you got to sink or swim? That's it.
Right.
And I look at it like kind of like Bud. That's why I said take away the resumes, because Bud made me a believer. He made me a believer when he said, okay, everybody's talking about I ain't fought this person. Look, and I got to spin. I'm a Spence fan.
So that was the fight that made you a believer of Bud? Was the Spence fight?
I believed in Bud, but I just couldn't believe he could beat Spence the way he did. But I say that to say this: it ain't about who you fought; it's about how you fight. And Bud showed that it's about how you fight, man. And that's what I'm saying when it comes to tools in the tools box. Everybody's saying a 50-50 fight. It's like Bud and Spence. Spence was good at one thing. Bud was good at a lot of things. And we seen it. We seen it in the ring. On fight night, we seen that. Even the big lights, everybody said the big lights and everything like that. Bud ain't never really just been under them big lights like Spence had. But we seen dude fought his fight and he showed everybody why he was who he is, man. But like I said, man, I just got Tank winning because of those reasons right there, man. I feel like the tools in the toolbox is too deep, man. It's just way too deep. And then on top of that, like I said, what's gonna happen when Shakur feel his mouth bleeding? Shakur tastes blood. What's gonna happen when Wally Moses tell you, man, you might need a knockout to win this fight? What's gonna happen when you down and you know you down? Or you gonna argue with your corner, or you gonna stand up and fight like a man? It's gonna come down to is that killer gonna come out? We saw that killer come out when Bud was in that ring. We saw that killer come out. We saw the killer come out, and that's what's gonna happen, man. Is that killer gonna come out, or you just gonna say, I don't care about the fans, and I'm just gonna win the way I can win? Nah, man, that's not gonna work against a killer like Tank. That's not gonna work.
I agree with that. I mean, hopefully, for Shakur's sake, hopefully that's a question that he could answer before he actually gets to Tank. I think those are questions that experience. You don't want that answered in a fight like that. You want to already have the answer before that. But it takes a certain caliber of guy to bring out enough that you could have those questions answered. We never seen Shakur even being close to being down in no fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's because we haven't seen nobody at the level really get in there with him yet. So, but I agree with you. Those are unanswered questions that I believe are going to play out in that fight. And right now, we don't know what that looks like. I agree.
Yeah, he just got that thing he keeps saying that keep replaying in my head, like, I don't care about the fans, I don't care. Man, it's gonna come to a point when you got all those people you was tweeting about, you got all those people watching you center stage. It's gonna come to a point where you're gonna have to do something. And that's what I feel like, man. It's gonna get real sticky real quick. It's gonna get real
I
sticky.
just think with the I don't care thing, that's one of the things I think I dispute is I think people take Tank being exciting as equals better, or just fans in general just saying excitement equals better, and I just disagree with that. I definitely think there's exciting fighters that could be beat by boring fighters. I'm not saying in particular this fight, in particular, but that's one of the things that I'm speaking out against. So I think Shakur, again, he the type of fighter to me that he just want to win, whatever that looks like, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever. If I got to be boring and everybody says it's the worst fight of my life, whatever, as long as I won. But Tank, he's already said multiple times he care about excitement too. He not just coming only to win, that he wants to be exciting. And that's probably why he the face about it.
And I seen in the interview, Tank even said it, like, even Coach Calvin, they said it like, we ain't finna wait on you. We ain't finna we coming straight at you. We gonna come straight at you. So that ain't all of that, all for the box and we for the seat. Nah, man, they said it already. They gonna put the pressure on you because they know you don't like pressure. They know you not liking pressure. They done been in the ring together before. They already done seen what's gonna happen. And I think that's why they so confident, like as far as Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny, whereas Coach Kenny especially, I feel like that's why he's so confident that, like, I know this not going 12. I know that if I give a game plan to Tank, that he gonna execute it, because we haven't seen a game plan that he have gave to the Tank that he didn't execute yet. I mean, even down to we see it in the locker room that they executing exactly what they put out. You know what I'm saying? They execute that in the ring. And I feel like, man, when it comes to certain stuff, man, that's what make a fighter a fighter, man. When you can go in there and actually execute what you've been working on, like they said. But again, when plan A don't work, plan B don't work, plan C don't work, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when all that don't work? Man,
I agree.
You gotta use common sense. Sometimes common sense ain't common, man. Like my mama told me a long time ago, but that's what it is, man. I appreciate you though, Naj.
Nah, thank you, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, man. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yo, listen, man, I'm gonna get a couple more before I get off. We've been on this thing 3 hours, man. It was a super dope episode. I had the brothers from the TheRize podcast. Kenny Ellis pulled up, Coach Kenny as well. Great show so far. I got 3 more in me before we got to wrap up for the week. Let me get Hefe.
My boy.
What's up, man?
How you been, gang?
Everything is good, bro. How about yourself?
Been chilling. You got that? Did you end up getting that Canelo interview?
Nah, man, I didn't. I was supposed to get it I was supposed to do mine right after Gillian Wallow, and the press conference ran over. So by the time they was done, Canelo and his team was like that they had to leave. So I ain't end up getting it, bro.
Damn, yeah, I'm sorry about that. You're gonna get it though. You're gonna get it real soon.
Yo, bro, I'm
Hopefully
gonna be in this
after.
boxing shit for years to come. So I ain't worried about it, man. We patient, brother.
Facts though. But Najee, you forgetting one other thing too, bro, that we not talking about.
What's that?
Shakur's not gonna win before the fight. The build up to the fight. Remember, you was on live, I think, 3 days after Shakur beat Ardem. He didn't have a good performance, yada yada yada. Boy tweeted like 300 times going at everybody. You know the build up before this fight is gonna be something he ain't never seen before. He's gonna have niggas coming in his DM saying, "Yo, I bet my house on you, bro. Yo, you better go beat this nigga." And I don't think he got it in him, bro. I don't think he got it in him, bro. This is not gonna be.
Why you don't think that though?
He didn't show me anything, bro. I seen Tank show. You could say whatever you want about Rolly, but the way he fought Rolly and the way he fought power punchers, this version of Rolly now backs up. The old version of Rolly was coming right at you. Knockout artists. That's who Tank fought. I don't think Tank has anything to fear when it comes to Shakur.
Well, I mean, those are different caliber of fighters. I mean, I don't respectfully to Rolly, I don't think he like.
No. I'm not saying Rolly's a good fighter or anything. I'm just saying you gotta admit though, when Tank fought him, he was a knockout artist. Come on,
I mean,
bro.
who he really beat that make you feel like that? I mean, he had knockouts
Bums.
on his resume, but who was he beating that's like, you know what I'm saying?
He beat bums, but he knocked them out. I'm not saying he beat any quality fighters, but I'm saying he knocked niggas out. So you gotta fear that aspect when you fight a fighter like that. With Shakur,
I can't really get down with that because like I think it's just easy to knock out guys that ain't like all right, look at Edgar Berlanga. In his first, remember, he had the crazy knockout streak. It was like the first 16 fights or whatever. He had first round knockouts 16 times or some crazy shit like that. And as soon as he went up to the next level, he ain't been able to get knockouts the same way. So I just say it's easier to KO guys that's not on the level. And once you step up to that other level, then that lets me know if you're a real KO puncher, if you could do that on the next level. And I don't even mean Tank level because that's A level. Tank is the A level. I just mean even guys underneath Tank, could he do that?
Nah, I mean, we saw what Tank did to him. He lunged in. He got his lights cut off.
We saw what the old man did to him. He got robbed.
No, that nigga got robbed. That nigga need a rematch. But why you said Tank needs to fight Edwin De Los Santos, though? I don't think
needs. I didn't say needs. I don't think he needs to do nothing. Tank is the face of boxing. He don't need to. But I think right now, as it stands, Loma ducked. Pitbull Cruz just lost because I would have wanted the rematch. That's what I was hoping to see if Pitbull would have beat El Rayo. But I just feel like El Rayo ain't all that. El Rayo got his lights turned off by De Los Santos. So I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like that's the guy Shakur just fought that everyone was saying they thought Shakur had a bad fight or he was running and blah, blah, blah. So to me, that's like a statement. If, I feel like if Tank take on Edwin and he decisively beats or KOs Edwin, I think that's a statement as far as 135. Like who else would you want to see that could fight now? That's a possibility.
Remember, I think they to be honest with you, bro, I think he's gonna fight Devin next. Cause I see Devin back. Yeah, I see.
Come on, man.
Listen, bro. Listen, man. You gotta cash out now, bro.
Yo, Devin Haney just got his block knocked off by Ryan Garcia. They ain't gonna do that. Hell no.
I mean, eventually it's gonna happen, bro. You might as well go get your payday. Feel me?
Bro, you trying to get Devin out the sport, man. Come on, bro.
Why trying to get Devin out the sport, gang? Come on, bro.
You gotta at least give him a tune-up, bro. He just had a hard fight on Ostery.
Man, it's an auction list, bro. Come on, bro. Who you want to see him fight, but not De Los Santos, bro. An undefeated fighter.
It's really not nobody else. Who else?
What about Zepeda? What about Zepeda?
Zepeda just told, unless Zepeda was, saying that just to what's the name, to Shakur, but Zepeda just told him he didn't want to fight because he got a baby right now. Like his wife is due to have a baby, and he was like he want to spend time with his kid. So I just don't see the Zepeda fight happening right now. So that's what I'm saying is like, if not De Los Santos, then who?
Unless this nigga's gonna take a long break, but I think him and Shakur just need to fight and get this shit over with, bro. It's been too long waiting. Tired of seeing niggas come in here talking crazy about Tank. I know you're gonna go to the fight, but I need you to go live that same week after the fight, bro. Whenever they fight, I need you to go live, bro. I need you to cook up.
On that fight, you know I'm going crazy, B. I'm gonna be over there. Come on, man. You already know what we doing for that.
When Shakur lose, bro, keep your eye on him, bro. He might crash out when he loses, bro. I didn't even say if. I said when.
All right. Shit, I feel you have faith. Yo, I appreciate you tapping in though, bro. Thank you.
All right, gang, stay up.
All right. All right, let me get Bud gonna stop Canelo.
Yo, what up, Najee? Good to see you
What's up?
again,
What's
man.
poppin'?
Yeah, see, it's patience, man. That's why I want, people be crying who you getting on and all that. Just be patient, man. If you're gonna get on, gonna get on. But
the chat be super packed, so my bad, man.
yeah, I already know.
Yeah, I don't like your thumbnail though, B. Come on, B. Why you doing my man Eru like that, son?
Man, that was for all them crazy fans, man. They harassed me for 5 years, bro. I gotta remind them sometimes.
All
right. But no, like the other dude said, that's what I was gonna say. Bud killed all the resume quotes, bro. Nobody needs to talk about resumes no more. That's irrelevant. And like you said, just like with Bud, all those fighters, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, all them fighters was ducking Bud. So you can't hold him talking about his resume. Just like Shakur. Like, I got Tank winning. But I'm not gonna say Shakur resume is not this and that. Knowing that Zepeda ducked, Pitbull ducked, all these different fighters avoided him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's really irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this fight goes, I definitely got Tank. Shakur, like Tank is a complete fighter, bro. It's like it's nothing that he don't have in his arsenal. And to me, that's what make him the better fighter, because it's things we know Shakur is missing, like cutting off the ring, like Southpaw said, and he admitted that. And he not in sync with his corner like that. We see that he can have problems. He don't want to listen because his ego. He wasn't even listening to Bud and Andre Ward when they was telling him. He still was talking instead of listening. You know what I'm saying? And I want to debunk the everybody keeps saying Shakur never been hit, he never been hurt, none of that. He already admitted that Oscar Valdez gave him a body shot that almost made him throw up.
He did admit that.
So you telling me Tank don't hit harder than Valdez? Tank is gonna get to him, bro, and he not as good as Valdez is not as good as Tank, bro. It's just like when he get hit, he not gonna be able to stop Tank from. He gonna get hit. That's the point that I'm making. So we don't know. Yeah. We want to see the fight because we don't know what's gonna actually happen when it happens. But in my opinion, he not gonna know what to do when that happens. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he could take those hits from Tank, bro. And like you said,
let me say this to your point before you continue.
Yeah.
I agree with you that he did. But I don't look at it like a negative. To me, that's a part of dog, right? Like when they say, what's dog? If he got hit with a body shot that was that hurtful to him, that was about to make him throw up, none of us knew that. Nobody didn't know that. If he didn't say that, we wouldn't have knew that. And I think that's a part of dog that you able to disguise, you able to muster it up and not be, you know what I'm saying? And not show that you hurt. Because nobody didn't know he was hurt, you know what I'm saying? Except for his corner. So I to me, that's a part of dog to be able to be like, nigga, I took this big ass punch and I just dealt with it and I ain't show no effects of it. To me, that's a part of dog to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I would just say that to the point that he
can't
get hit and he can't get hurt. You know?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, so like everybody said pretty much everything, but I agree with you on the De Los Santos fight for Tank. Like I heard he fighting some other dude with a belt next, but the De Los Santos fight is a great fight for him to fight next because that's going to alleviate the whole Ryu thing. Ryu stopped him, so they can stop talking about that. And if Tank beat him in a better fashion than Shakur, which obviously everybody think he is, and stop him, it's going to change the whole dynamic. A lot of people are going to say they don't even want to see the fight. But Edwin is a tough fighter, and I think he deserved that shot against Tank. You know what I'm saying? And Tank shut a lot of naysayers up. Like, all the Shakur fans going to have to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good fight for Shakur. Shakur or Tank should fight him next. You know what I'm saying? But boxing, that ain't how people be, how fighters and stuff be moving. But that's the most legit thing to happen next. One of them should either a rematch or a Tank should fight him. I agree with you 100% on that, man.
Nah,
But
for sure. That's a
yeah,
great
I got Tank in the fight if it ever happens. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm taking bets.
That's
And
fair.
yeah, man. Salute to you. Thanks for having me back, man. You know, so
Thank you,
much
brother.
been said. It ain't much to say no more about it. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm gonna try to
yeah.
get you next time, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it though.
Yeah, for sure. Peace.
All right, later. Yo, last one. Let me get Gorgior.
Yo, Najee, you hear me?
Yo, I hear you, brother. What's up?
Yo, man, been thinking about this fight for a hot minute, and I missed some of the show, but I missed some. I got some of the early ones. So if you touched on some of the points, I'm gonna make. Excuse me, but man, I got Shakur Stevenson. I think, man, you brought up some great points when you were saying how when he was coming up more on earlier on, how he used to move a little more with lateral movement, and he got criticized, and he kind of changed up his style a little bit, kind of trying to be more aggressive. And I think the Bud Madrimov fight is like a good example on how you need to cut out all the noise on the outside. Like, it was crazy. Like, in that fight, by the second round, they were like booing, and I was like, dang. And I think that's one of the things I'm concerned about is if Shakur can really just not have to adjust for the fans and just be the best boxer that he is. Because I think him at the top of his game, I don't think anybody can really beat him. I think he's as good as anybody I've ever seen from the technical standpoint. And yeah, like he does say, you know, like I need to work on this one, I need to work on that. But I mean, like he's like, to me, like Floyd Mayweather, you know, that level of technical ability. And I feel like
Yep.
And because of that, I think
Yeah,
he
you cut
has
out, bro.
more people.
You cut out just now.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
My bad. I said I feel Tank has a lot of fans. So I feel like a lot of people probably going, and he's very exciting, so they'll probably root for him a little. He'll probably get a little bit more votes. But when I look at the fight from a style standpoint, I think Shakur really pulls it off, and I actually think he got a better resume personally. Like Conceicao was, you know, Olympic gold medalist. Artem Hartunian was bronze medalist. I feel, and when I look at Tank, I've seen a lot of Tank's good fighters, but fighters that didn't have that like heavy skilled background. Like, you know, Leo Santa Cruz was, you know, young, smaller dude going up. Hector Garcia. I mean, you know, with all due respect, I just think he's been moved very well. But he's been able to show that he is a good fighter. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. I really do think Shakur's at a higher level when it comes to that. I just really don't want him to succumb to the criticism. I'm worried, like, if he goes into the fight and he gets booed, and he's gonna want to, like, you know, change up the game plan. But I think if he sticks to the game plan and actually really uses all his boxing skills, I think he could beat Tank. I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, I definitely think it's a possibility he could beat Tank. I mean, I definitely think it's a strong possibility Tank could beat him as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I think that he'll be swayed necessarily by the crowd and everything, because I mean, he hasn't showed that yet. I think every time he's gotten booed, he's pretty much kept doing what he was doing, whether or not, you know, people was booing or whatever the case is. So I don't know. I don't necessarily think that, but I definitely think, you know, he has a tool bag where it's possible he can win. I think it's a possibility for sure. I think a lot of people, on this chat, salute to the Rise Podcast brothers. They said that they didn't feel like he really got a chance at all. I would disagree with that, but I definitely think that for Shakur to pull it out, he's gonna have to fight a near perfect fight. We've seen him do that before, but he's gonna have to fight a near perfect fight against Tank, and it's a very hard thing to do. But I think it's possible. But it's a very, very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen. Say when Tank fought Gamboa, I think Paulie Gamboa is probably the most decorated amateur Tank has fought, and this was Gamboa towards the end of his career. And I don't know if there were circumstances outside the ring, but Tank didn't get him out of there, and I didn't see Tank get heavily criticized or anything.
Well, Tank did stop him in the 12th round
because but I don't even remember he was injured.
He was injured, but it wasn't like it didn't stop because of the injury. He got him up out of there in the 12th round, but he was injured. I think it was an Achilles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Duke could barely move. So I don't know. I guess I just expected more of a, monster blowout, take him out of there type thing. And I think with Shakur, like, I feel like when people say he doesn't have that dog in him, I just think it's odd. Like, I feel like I think he does. Like the Oscar Valdez fight, I think he did a great job at showing the aggressiveness. The Jamil Herring fight, he did a great job there. What was the name of that dude? Not Catilia. Like, I feel like when he wants to push it, he does push it. Even with Artem, I feel like he was really trying to go for it, trying to get him out of there, but he couldn't. And he made a lot of mistakes because of that. And I also didn't like that whole situation with his trainer, when he was like kind of trying to rebuttal there. But I think if they get all that straightened out, I think Shakur Stevenson wins. Shakur Stevenson is, I think, one of the greatest boxers to ever box. It might seem a little extreme over here, but I genuinely feel that way. And I'm gonna go with that pick. And thanks for letting me jump on, man.
Nah, for sure. I appreciate you pulling up, man. Thank you, bro.
All right, peace.
All right. Yo, let me read some of these super chats real quick, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up to this show, man. This was a super dope episode of Cigar Talk. Super dope, man. I got let's see. Big Ed. If I'm Tank, fight Dennis, then knock out Loma off his motivation, then Shakur for all the chips on the table. You know what? I like that plan. The only thing is Dennis Berinchyk is a top ranked fighter right now. I think for him to have gotten that Navarrete fight, he had to sign a deal with Top Rank. And I just don't see a position where Bob Arum is going to let the belt go when he got fighters at 35 that he wants to build up. Keyshawn Davis, Raymond Moratala, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that there's still, fighters in-house that it makes more sense for Top Rank to keep Berinchyk away from Tank. I think it's, it will be decent money for them, but not more than the opportunity to use that belt to build up their own stable. So I don't really see the Dennis Berinchyk fight as a viable option next. But I like where you're going though with the two fights and then Shakur after that. I agree. That's a good lineup. Either it's a mismatch or Manny versus Floyd, not paying. If you mean by boring Manny versus Floyd, that's a possibility. I could see that happening. Tank is better than any Shakur, and damn, you spelling everything wrong. Jalon Reed, come on, brother. Tank is better than Shakur in every way. Put me in the game, Najee. I'm in the chat. I think I had you up here, bro. But salute for the super chat. Thank you, man. Jalon Reed. Lil Corona. Shakur was hurt by Little Bam Bam to the body. Valdez hit Shakur to the body so hard he wanted to throw up. Shields said she hurt Shakur. He was hurt to the body by Valdez. That's a fact. That is a big fact. Saying it's too full length. Tank is different. All of that boxing shit cool, but what you gonna do when it's time to fight? That's the difference between Tank and these guys. Tank really from that. These niggas is too sold. Listen, Tank is from that. You know what I mean? But this is boxing, bro. You gotta make the guy fight and cut that ring off too. So you know what I'm saying? Tank is not seen or heard much. That's mental pressure. Hey, yo, heads on sticks. Remember the slogan. Heads on sticks. That shit is funny. 8-ounce gloves, no headgear. Goodbye. All right, listen, man. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. This was a super dope episode of Cigar Talk. You know what I'm saying? I had the Rise podcast on here. We had Coach Kenny Ellis pull up on here. I'll be back next week, man. I'll be back next week. I got another special guest that I'm going to bring back next week. So make sure you pull up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pull up next week. I got another special guest going to come. And we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. This for the real boxing fans. This for the real boxing fans. I'm working on some big interviews as well. If you haven't checked out my Eddie Hearn interview, make sure you check that out. Eddie Hearn. I got that Eddie Hearn interview. Shit fire. We talked about the business of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So make sure if you really want to get, y'all be talking a lot about the business, but you got to listen to these things to get the knowledge. Yo, Paulie, thank you, man. Yo, no hard feelings, bro. I saw what you were saying, bro. No hard feelings at all. I'm just saying, like, I don't got to be biased, bro. You don't got to be biased when you're not hating. I'm just speaking how I genuinely feel. Probably Tim Bradley. Maybe. We never seen Tank have issues with cutting the ring off. Mute talking point, but good show, Naj. Now we never seen Tank have issues cutting the ring off. You're right. But we also haven't seen him in there with a guy with some A-level footwork. You know what I mean? Yo, the Canelo interview didn't happen, bro. I was supposed to interview Canelo. Long story short, I was supposed to go right after Gillian Wallow. But the time frame didn't work out and Canelo had to leave, so it didn't happen. I'm trying to go to his training camp though, to try to make it happen. So, you know what I mean? Please, no Breadman Edwards. Why y'all hating on Breadman? Hating on Breadman. All right, yo, super dope episode of Cigar Talk, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you. If you listen, thank you. If you dropped a like, a comment, a super chat, super thank you, man. I appreciate y'all. Yo, let's keep doing this, man. We doing this for the boxing community. Let's go up, man. We out of here.